All right. Hello there and welcome back to the SWTVC show. Got it right this time, right here on YouTube, the streaming home of the SWTVC crew and TVC March Madness 2025. I'm your host, Evan, or as you may know me on Instagram at Mile High Ground, and we are smack dab in the middle of the first week of this year's tournament. To celebrate the fact that this is our 5th year of doing this, we're going a little hard this year and doing several live streams throughout the month to chat about the action. Will it all be worth it? Who knows? TBD, my friends, TBD. But before we get into the March Madness of it all, let me introduce my co-hosts for this special late night edition of SWTVC Nights. Joining me tonight, as almost always, is my SWTVC teammate, former film school classmate, and the man behind the Mountains of Madness data. It's the Vintage Concepts himself, John. How you doing, man?
Hello. Good. How are you?
Oh, living the dream. It's Wednesday night, talking toys.
Yes.
Awesome.
Move aside, Jimmy Fallon. This is the real Tonight Show, late night show, whatever it's called. I don't know.
Man, once upon a time, I dreamed of a late night gig and then was like, no, I want to have realistic goals in life and also enjoy just being nobody. All right.
You're somebody to me. All right.
Oh, my God. I'm going to take that to heart forever. Speaking of somebody to all of us, our special guest for the evening is, some call him the king of TVC. Others call him the guy behind the the Vintage Collection Facebook group, but we call him our friend. It's another guy named John Miko. How you doing, man?
What's up, Mr. Mustache and Mr. Mile High Ground? Thanks for having me, man.
Thanks for being here. Appreciate you.
Too kind.
Real quick, I'm gonna just take this as a compliment, as opposed to a "What's up, guys? We're getting crazy here on W947, the hyena." So, wow. Oh man. So, what's new, John? It's Miko. God, this is gonna be fun. Multiple Johns here. Miko, how's life been treating you, my guy? We haven't talked a whole lot lately. Our ships have been passing in the night. It's good to finally be on a stream with you.
Yeah. No, things are good. Thanks for having me on. Like I was telling you guys, late weekday nights actually work for me on the East Coast. Crazy.
Love it.
Everyone in my family can leave me alone at that time and go to bed. But yeah, I joined John and Tyler, Chris and Tim
too. Yeah.
Trying to, a few weeks back. That was a good time. I love doing live streams. So thanks for having me. From a collecting sense, we did the Mr. Kiwi show too, as well. Lando, and Augustine. But things have been good. I got another AT-AT. I haven't opened it yet. I got the Return of the Jedi AT-AT behind me.
Nice.
Obviously got some a snow trooper or two in that case assortment, which I'll be honest, I haven't opened yet. Yes. Mine's downstairs. Darn it. It's on my nightstand next to my bed.
You pray to the altar of Hoth every night.
Yes, it protects me every night.
How many of those snow troopers did you get?
I got 2 so far, and I think I have like 30 something more on order.
Oh my God, I love that.
Yeah, I don't think anybody has shipped out the individuals of that guy, right? I only have them from the case assortment so far. Maybe Amazon or somebody has, but Entertainment Earth has definitely not.
I got the assortment from Entertainment Earth, and they were in that. But I think I used a coupon at one point on Entertainment Earth and got I forget what the deal was. So I didn't want to cancel anything else I had already ordered because of all the back ordering and potential cancellations that happened through there.
Yeah.
So Yeah, and then I like to forget, and that's why some might call me Johnny Pallets.
Yeah.
So
I feel that I have like 5 or 6 of some figures that I don't even need really one of, and yet here we are. But those pre-orders, man. Real quick, I just want to highlight this from Riley Bob. Thanks, man. Appreciate you tuning in.
Yes,
Thanks again for the super chat. Keeps the lights on for us, at least in our hearts. I don't such a dim time in my room here. I actually have to work off a ring light. It's the only thing.
True YouTuber. I am looking at my Entertainment Earth right now. I realize that I have 2 cases of Snow Troopers on the way. I thought I only ordered 1, like a noob, but I have 2 coming. So I guess, oops. Because I think that at some point they did have a deal. It was like buy way too much and save a little bit. So I was like, I'm saving
money. You gotta think of the savings, guys.
Yeah. I'm gonna spend $500 to save 50. It's just good. It just makes sense.
It's really easy to explain to your partner, and it's just like, no. Wait, the mortgage is not important. I saved $20 on this $1,000.
We gotta have something to put in the house.
Yeah, they never lose value. I could sell them.
Yeah.
Laughs in Zuvio.
Even today, right? Even today, I think I ordered 2 Hammerheads, 2 Imperial Armored Commandos, and a Grogu pin for $5.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I could get the $20 gift card.
Yeah.
Oh, you monster.
I actually there was a deal on Shop Disney or Disney Store last week. At some point you can get a free shipping after the R2 bunny droid shipped after he went up. But the day it went up, I bought like a $60 Micro Galaxy Squadron set. So I would save on shipping with the R2 bunny to save like the $10 of shipping. And I'm never going to open that thing, but it's nice. It looks good. I'm guessing
you're going to have it. You're going to have it.
Well, real quick, I just want to highlight this. I did it with screenshots because my internet browser is already overloaded with stuff. Miko, you are the admin here of TVC, the TVC Facebook group. You guys have 25K plus members. That's a huge achievement. It's been fun watching that just go up and up and up in the years that we've been doing this alongside you. It's awesome, man. How's everything going over there?
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. Yeah, it's going pretty good. We brought on Dick Myrtle recently.
Oh, nice.
I know he's a fan of all of ours, and we brought him on as an admin there. Nice. We just reached our 7th year anniversary, so that was pretty wild to think. TVC.
Where does it all go?
It's been going for 7 years, and where is it all going? Where does it all go? So it's it ebbs and flows, as we know, as announcements happen or cons happen or reveals happen. We get a nice spike in activity, but it's a place that I like to say is where people can come and share their thoughts, right? And we want just constructive thoughts and meaningful posts, right? It's not just like, hey, look at this box I got.
Yeah.
It's like, we want meaningful posts now. It's a pretty busy place, and we want people to share and just be a part of the community in that sense. So, and I will shamelessly also plug johnmiko.com.
Already got it ready.
Oh, look at you. Look at you.
I knew you were going to bring that up.
I will say, I see in the comments, people are not seeing whatever you're sharing. So it looks like, and I'm checking on YouTube, it looks like a big old black screen. So I'm going to remove it for now.
Oh, from me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let me try that again. Sorry about that.
Oh, no.
I'm not going to touch it anymore, but I did notice. It looks fine for us. So technical difficulties, frankly, you guys are having the problem. It looks great to us.
Yeah, so let me see if it'll load up again here.
Wow. Good thing we've only teed up. Evan spent an hour teeing up 6,000 photos to show everybody.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun one if I have to abandon that.
Like an iPad,
Let's see. Let me know. Is that working?
Video's a little delayed.
It takes a second on YouTube. Yeah, let's see.
Oh no!
Still not.
Shoot. I wonder if I leave and come back. Yeah,
John, do you
you
have control as well?
Let me try. I have control too. Let me see if I can add it. But
technical
are you-
difficulties. It's can only go so smooth for so long.
Well, while John's taking control of the ship of the Falcon,
yes.
yeah. So johnmiko.com. I'll be honest. It's it's not a site you can go to every day and see new content like our friends over at Bantha Skull, which I commend them for the amount of content they put out there, thought pieces they put out there. But I try to 2 to 3 times a month put some information out there. Oh no, it's not showing.
All right, I'm gonna bail from the stream. I'll be back.
Yeah.
Not sure if this will work. Yeah, let's hear. But everybody go to johnmiko.com right now, and you can look at yourself.
Yeah.
I have my bracket up there, and tomorrow I'll have a post about checking out this live stream.
Nice.
But yeah, so I can just mention, I've had some thought pieces about what I'd love for a HasLab, or what I'd love for a Figure Dream Pack, or what I'd love from. I'm coming up with one that has to do with this being the 40th anniversary of Power of the Force.
Nice.
And how I'd love to see some homage to that line, to that card back, and see some stuff from that line from an original 96 standpoint. I mentioned things like EV9D9. Well, I will be mentioning those. And Amon, and then a continuation.
Nice.
If we could get things like a Shasa Teal.
Yes.
And then also some more modern stuff like I did the example of Balin Skull in Shinhati and Baze Malbus. So
nice.
Cliff, hello, good sir.
I'm gonna bring Evan back. I'm just gonna say, all right, sorry everybody, we keep going small and then showing a big black screen.
Yeah. Was that just a black screen again?
Again, yeah. And I tried it. We all tried it. Sorry.
Great.
Okay.
All right. Well, you guys talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
Yes. It'd be fun to have some power. I think we mentioned we're getting Power of the Force instead of we're getting no of this year. So, we're celebrating it in some way by Epic Heroes or something. That's as close as we're getting so far with Power of the Force.
Oh, I don't think I realized that.
I think they're just using the same name. It comes in cycles because we got an 85, we got a 95. We missed a couple decades, but now it's back in 2025. I don't know.
Yeah, and shout out to Lando from the Facebook group, because he's made some posts about this stuff. I think, John, you've done some stuff about it too, right?
Yeah.
Our guy Simalu.
I know, he's sweet Simalu. Is he already out of the bracket? I do so much. I get the bracket ready and then I hand it over to everybody else. And he has not competed yet because he did quite well in the stream I did with Tim the other day. But I know, sweet Simalu, we got to get him in the line. We got to get some of these other guys in the line. It'd be fun to refresh the look a little bit with a coin, a different kind of line look for a bit, at least on a few waves perhaps or something. But yeah, it would be fun. It would be nice.
Yeah, so that's one of the newer card backs I did. I totally blanked on Simalu was one of the cards that will be featured in my blog post when I can get around to finishing it. But yeah, I really hope we see something this year just paying homage to that line. I mean, even if it's a 3-pack or something.
Yeah, it'd be fun. We'll see. I guess the year is young. It's March 5th. We've seen a lot. We're going to get into some of the reveals we've seen recently in a minute. Let me check in. Hey guys, Evan's working behind the scenes. He's like Chewie under the Millennium Falcon hood over here.
He's yelling and screaming, banging things. Yelling at 3PO.
Let's say hi to the chat real quick. There's middle-aged QB man. Say nice pair of Johns. Kirora, how you doing?
Yes. Hello, good sir.
Presumably Tyler over there. Jeff Russell. No, Evan did not give up. He's working furiously. He could be one because you imagine if they did last 17 updated. That's a figure pack. I don't know how much that would cost as one pack. It'd be awesome.
That would be awesome.
I don't know which one of us is going to. You can sing for a while.
Matt's always asking me to sing.
I'm going to share. Hopefully, not a black screen again. We'll see.
18th time's the charm with this. Let's see. It looks great to us. Yeah. Behind the scenes. Let's check on YouTube and on the 10-second delay. Nope, still black.
Oh, all right. Boy. Man. Well, this is going to be a problem.
Get it out of here. All right. Well,
no.
Everybody.
Does it share a window? This is fun to do.
It didn't share a window. I tried a window already. I think we're ready to move on from sharing the images. I think let's just talk about it. Let's imagine it's a podcast, everybody. We don't have images on the podcast. We can live without them. Let's get on to the mail call.
All right. Well, this is the part where we had a ton of visually interesting stuff. Alas, we will not have that. So
we're visually interesting ourselves. Come on, guys.
We're gonna pivot. All right. Cool. All right. So mail call. Correct. Is that where we're at? Sorry for being distracted.
Yes.
All right. Well, before we dive into tonight's main topic of hypotheticals and wishes, let's take a second to appreciate some things that are actually joining our collections this very moment. VC358, IG12, Anzelin, and Grogu, my favorite name pill of all time, is shipping from Amazon. I got mine yesterday. Both cards were a little bit veined and bent. This one's got some crud on it. But yeah, I don't know. I'd be lying. Obviously, it's missing the paint, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't kind of like it. And also, I mean, the Anzelin's great, dude. Like, so tiny. I don't want to put my little grubby fingers too close. But yeah, it's great. His little arms move, apparently. Yeah.
Wow.
Hey.
His arms move?
Yeah.
Wow. Nice. Are they ball jointed?
They're butterfly joints, aren't they?
I honestly can't. Yeah, right. I think I'm just bending them, so I don't think they're ball jointed. No.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Speaking of bendy, the rifle is not seemingly the firmer plastic. Maybe it is, but it's still a little bendy compared to the ones on the clones we just got.
Okay.
Yeah.
But as people have pointed out, he doesn't really use it in this look anyway, but I don't have mine yet. I just got the emails about it from Pulse, and lately, as we've said before, it's unclear exactly when they'll ship, because they put a ship date of 3 weeks ago in the email. So we'll see what happens, but I'm excited that people are getting them. Miko, do you have this guy yet or not?
I do not.
Okay.
I wasn't thrilled with the paint apps, so
yeah.
We'll you know me, I'll pull the trigger eventually.
Yeah, you'll get it. See, 70%. Jeff says it's my guilty pleasure figure for this year.
Ooh, what's up, Jeff?
Yes. Hello. Yeah. So, anything else? How many Lukes have you ended up getting? You got
too many. I have a sealed case downstairs. He's all over the place. He's carded. Yeah. He's loose. Shout out to a collector buddy out there, Santiago. He made me I was able to print some macro binoculars and a nice little latch for the belt where that can go on. And, it's all the fun, right? Taking all the old Luke accessories and, oh my God, the floppy hat fits on him and he's got a poncho and, obviously curious what will come with that land speeder.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, so great figure. Very excited with the recent. I haven't opened everything though. So like I mentioned, I got that recent assortment in the new case box, their case assortment box, but I'd like to get a couple of each one and then be able to take the card, right? That's not the best card and open. So I'm just waiting to get more of Callahan and Chopper in. Oh no, there's 2 choppers.
There's 2 choppers.
Maybe I should
Callahan
open
and
one.
Aura.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, rip one open. You gonna do a Opecat?
Yeah, maybe I'll do an Obi Cat.
Here's a
Uh-oh.
little sneak preview for you here.
There
I feel like
is.
people have commented, and people are commenting that like some of the recent ones, they seem to have figured out the bubble rub,
Mhm.
but now they have some of the veining over the peg hole, so it's always something. But
That's a couple of
That
that
mine
doesn't
had
bother me. All of them had it.
a couple of mine had the creasing over the hole punch or whatever
Dang.
you want to call it.
Yeah,
Really pisses me off.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like
We can say that word on the late night show now.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Kids are asleep. Swear
kids
about
are
your
asleep.
toys, damn it.
Raise your fist and swear. I was talking with Chris Reif at San Diego Comic Con. He's like, we seem to fix. I'm paraphrasing here, but he was like, we seem to fix one thing and it creates a problem
Yeah,
somewhere else.
yeah. Once we got the thicker card, that's what led to the bubble rub stuff, and then they fixed that. Now we got the veining over the things. So it's like, all right, pick your poison, I guess, at a certain point. But
Yeah.
ideally, everything would
so-
be perfect at all times. But yeah, nice. Heck yeah.
There we
You gotta
go.
watch some of those. He doesn't have the tiny little disc thing from the Ahsoka version, that the tracker, but he does have those tiny antenna.
I love this figure. I don't care that his wrists, and sorry for the sounds.
It's good.
I don't.
This is gonna be a
care that
podcast. It's gonna be fine.
we need the sound effects, John. We need that. But yeah, I love this figure. I love its scale. I don't know. I love its proportions. So I'm okay with it not having bendable, articulated wrists and elbows.
Yeah.
So there he is.
That's a great sculpt. Nice. Yeah, these are the kind of repaints I don't mind if they're actually in the shows. And he still has a couple more. That yellow look, and then the more rudimentary Imperial look. Let's keep them coming, Hasbro. Come on. Keep repainting stuff. We want new stuff too, of course, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try this thing real quick.
Hardware
Just real
acceleration.
fast.
All right.
One last thing, because I just found that setting. So hold,
Nice.
please.
I don't
Go
have
ahead
it. I'm on
Disappear again.
Firefox. Sorry, everybody. Everything's going great. Everything's fine here. Situation normal. We're all fine here. How are you?
Oh, look at that. Yeah. Awesome for the support help there.
Yes.
Dystopian Playgrounds.
Hello.
Isn't that Dick Myrtle?
Oh, really? There's so many. Everybody has different names across.
Dickie, is that
things.
you? I swear, I can't remember my kids' birthdays, but I remember way too many names in this community. I can't remember the name of the blurg on a podcast or on a live stream either, but I can remember like, oh, Pookie is Dustin from the Facebook group. There it is.
Hello. Nice.
Let's
see, Paul says, "Where's my cane on a stormtrooper body?" That's another easy one they can do.
Oh yeah.
All right.
He wears a stormtrooper with both.
Prepare for.
All right, we're gonna try it. Yeah. So we'll find out in about 10 seconds, everybody.
Yeah.
The glory of being live.
Yeah, love it.
Yes.
For those of you catching up via the podcast later, apologies. All right, not working. Great.
Still not working, and we're accepting what we can't change. That's life.
What are you using for your browser, Evan?
Chrome. Never had a problem before.
You always use Chrome. I use Chrome. Yeah.
Weird.
I'm on Firefox. I used to have my microphone, plug it in, turn it on, no problem. And then one day it just wasn't working. I think I was on a Victoria stream. And so since then I've had to rock the Chromie earbuds. So you know what?
I wonder.
I'll check it up with them later.
What if I try?
We try.
I doubt anything will happen, but
might as well.
What Miko
could be a StreamYard issue.
You present. But Evan, while we try, what's this about your custom stuff?
I need to put it together. I need to find some good super glue, but I actually got a really cool Noodle Shop diorama from 2797 Studios. It is freaking awesome, man. I'm really excited to set up the Endara figure that I really like in it. super solid quality. Just wanted to shout out, a creator in the community that's providing awesome custom dios. I think it might be based on a sculpt by Landspeeder Luke. Not entirely sure. I'll have to look. I obviously research all of this. I'm a little flustered since things aren't working. But yeah.
Nice. I've seen the other photos. I put it up for a split second, so I guess it's still nothing. All right.
Yep, that's all right.
Thank you for trying.
But yeah, this thing's awesome. I'm going to put it together at some point pretty soon.
I've seen a lot of cool photos recently of Indara and May and the Noodle Shop fight. I don't know if they're all using that custom piece or other custom pieces that people have done themselves.
Yeah, I try to have my primary collection at perfect. Thank you, Carrie.
Oh, good to know.
I try to have all my stuff predominantly at home, and all this stuff is extra whatnot here at my office. But I am gonna set this Noodle Shop up just right up there and put some cool figures on it. I am super stoked about it.
Nice.
So, all right. Well, let's kind of move things along a little bit, if that's all right with you guys. Let's talk a little bit about the news. We don't have to go too hard on it since we don't have visual representation. That's all right. In case you missed it, there was a Hasbro Pulse fan stream last week. They revealed 3 new things for TVC. First of which, here's why I put a question mark on new, was VC70 Ponda Baba, reissue with a new card and no other discernible updates except paint on his head.
Yes, I added that part because they made his mustache a little more pronounced. He's a little more light gray in the head, and everybody knows what the problems are with this guy. It's already been released
on it.
It was good for the time. It was re-released in Black Series, and then a lot of that, some of those ended up at Ollie's and stuff. And then it's like, if you want it, you probably had a chance to get it. Yeah. What's up?
John, when they announced the Black Series one, wasn't there some kind of conversation about the head and the prop and its size? I feel like I remember them calling out.
They might have, and I know because they definitely, the Black Series one, I'm looking over to the side, God forgive me, but it is large. It's much larger, like proportionally, because the TVC one is pretty small, and they got it right. They got it more right on the Black Series one, where he's got like some of the fur on the side, which you can see on the card as well. Go ahead, everybody, open up a separate tab. Check out Hasbro Pulse or your retailer of choice.
I can start just typing the web addresses into the into the comments,
or images in the Facebook group, or on Instagram, or Bantha Skull, or wherever you get your images. Yes, and hit the like button once you're back in our YouTube corner. But I gotta say, the new card is great. It reminds me more of the vintage card, kind of. He's looking a different way. Still not the Kinner card. Yes, the retro collection got the Kinner card as well, but I feel like they're keeping some of that airbrushed stuff in the retro collection now. Maybe, I don't know. Like, Miko, did you want to see the retro card in TVC now this time finally? Are you happy with the new one?
I'm so conflicted with that stuff. I don't know. I love how they play homage to some of the Kenner stuff, right?
Yeah.
What was it with Boba Fett, right? That the first it was orange, and then we gotta make the bubble
zoomed in.
Yeah, and it was zoomed in.
It's like do we make because it was, and then everybody's like, no, we liked the crummy looking legs on there, and it's like, okay, so sometimes do they bring forward the Kinner mistakes or the Kinner creative choices, or do they make the best possible version of that character? And I think that's sort of what this is. I do prefer this new card to the 2011 card, I'll say. And it has the Kinner vibes to me. He's kind of a similar sizing on the card, and he's flipped a different way. But I don't know.
You were telling you're the one that enlightened me about the scarf. Like, you almost can't.
Yeah. So on this one, a great visual thing. So everybody, look at the card right now, because you can see that beautiful white. You can see his scarf, because it's one of those things that, as I dive deep into the background of the cantina, that you never really notice until you look for it. But in the wide shots, you can see that he has a white scarf underneath the orange jacket. And on the card, you can see it. So it would have been a fun update. Obviously, a bigger head would have been thing number one. Ball joint hips would have been great as well, of course.
Yeah.
But the fun scarf, they could have just used Lando's scarf painted it white. Maybe I'll buy another Lando and do that or something. But so it's just, at least they have it on the card. It's under the jacket on the figure. We'll say that.
Yeah, yeah. So obviously it's an alt card, kind of
Yeah.
ticks the alt card box, but it doesn't match the Kenner film out, which
Yeah.
the original didn't either, or the TVC original didn't either. So
Yeah.
oh,
Question.
the ascot.
Yes. Is it
I
an
think
ascot? All the he got it from all the some of the Othello, Onelka, one of those guys. Where is it? What are they called? Luchulians. Excuse me. God
Yes.
forgive me. We're doing it live here,
Oh,
folks.
we just found out that
It's,
John is a fake fan.
took me 5 seconds to remember
Showed the
Luchulian.
hand.
welcome to our group.
So, question. I mean, obviously, they put this figure out as a fan channel. So, this is a fan channel exclusive. You won't be finding this at Target or Walmart. Not that you'll be finding much TVC at Target or Walmart anyway, depending on where you live. But this one for sure won't be going there. I assume, much like Evazan, I don't. Yeah, I'm the worst.
Yeah.
Similar to that, I assume this straight, reissue, no new tooling. I assume this was put into the wave to kind of cost it out. With the Evazan wave has the all new Snow Trooper. We don't know what else is in the Ponda Baba wave. But part of me is also wondering, like, I'm a little irritated that they're separated by an indeterminate amount of time. I'd rather get things that go together, like Ponda and Evazan together. Part of me was kind of expecting these two to maybe be some kind of 2-pack. I don't know. It's a weird one, but I guess I get that they're sprinkling through the cantina stuff throughout 2025 as we lead up to getting the thing in hand. But
keeps people engaged throughout the year for getting stuff for the cantina and not overloading any wave with too much of one thing. I guess it's hard now that
it's not
I
really a
always love the
complaint, more
themed
so just like
waves, but yeah. I love the theme waves, but if somebody doesn't like the theme of the wave, then they're out for the whole wave. And I know we've had that issue.
True.
And now there's 18 million sources to go through. So
yeah.
I don't know. But
well, let's move on to the next reveal here. That was the VC 366 Imperial Armored Commando from season 3 of The Mandalorian Deluxe release. Super cool. John, you have a note here about how many there are.
I feverishly pulled up Disney Plus on my phone this morning at work just to see at least in the hallway fight leading up to where Mando's going through like the episode 1 style red corridor, whatever that thing is. Somebody correct me in the comments. But there's 8 there are 10 in that hallway, but 8 of them have the riot gear, and then 2 at the end have like the red gauntlets, and they don't have the shield or the large baton and stuff. So he fights against several of them. Real quick, before we go into this, I want to bring up, how our basis thing.
I just think the same thing. It is not.
I have commented this many times. Return to Tatooine is 100% only for A New Hope. It always has been, and it always will be this entire year. There are plenty of other Tatooine items coming this year, like Aura Singh and Obi-Wan Jedi Legend, that are not part of Return to Tatooine. Every square is a rectangle, but not every rectangle is a square here, folks. And there is obviously,
Just gonna say though, back to the Imperial Armored Commando. So how many? 20-ish? So does that mean Tyler still needs to buy 100 of them?
I think he's going to anyway. I know he was talking about getting 30 because there are 8 with the riot gear in the show that I saw, and then there's plenty of more without the riot gear. So my hope is that they'll do a repack kind of like they did with the Dark Trooper without the riot gear. Maybe now that we paid for the tooling and these extra accessories, maybe one day, or maybe I'll just end up buying a bunch of these when Entertainment Earth has a 10% off in stock stuff. But and I believe so. There's only people are Humdam's asking about variations of the Imperial Armored Commando. As far as I know, there's only 2. Yeah, the one that we're getting.
Sorry.
The
Audio
one with the red
listeners, I was
gauntlets
holding up 2 fingers.
Yeah. So
I think it looks great. It looks clean. It's one of those instances where the lack of deco doesn't really hurt it too much. But yeah, it's really clean. I'm excited for like the riot accessories with that. Much like my same complaint with all of these deluxes, though. beyond the price. This is an all new figure. It looks awesome, but it's just that dang card, which I don't really love. I do know that Steve had he had mentioned in an Instagram comment, because there's been a lot of talk about these card dimensions.
Well, especially with the next one, but yeah.
Especially with the next one. Yeah. Any other thoughts on this figure? I'll bring this up when we're talking about the next figure, because I have screenshots so I can make a good reference.
Yeah, it's got a couple cool features with like the riot gear, right? It's got that little see-through window and the fancy little window, his little window there in his riot gear.
Thank you. There's the hack.
And this translucent part of his is that a riot baton? I don't know what's the name of it. So yeah, it has all the premium accessories you hope a deluxe figure has, right? So I'm kind of okay with this one, for sure.
Yeah, and it feels like in the card, like it's we'll get into the card back size, but it looks like a nice full clean bubble with all that riot gear. It looks like you're getting your money's worth, in my opinion. Maybe not for everybody.
It finally does. I was just lamenting that in a conversation we were having, where I look at the rollout of these deluxe carded figures on these wider cards has been a little tough, to say the least. The first being Cobb Vanth, which I'm immensely disappointed in that figure overall with some of the shortcuts they took. It's like, does this really warrant that price? The next deluxe figure on that card is IG-11, where it's like, it's missing all the paint. Was it really worth the price? It's not all new. So that's a tough one. And then the next one is going to be Sabine, but she's at least a pack-in, even though she's not an all-new figure. And she has a much-needed update to the helmet. Yes, and the poncho, so that's cool. And we're not being asked to buy her just by herself, but it's these first two that they rolled out to us. We're like, it's $24.99, and we're like, I don't know if I see it. So then by the time we get to the Imperial Armored Commando, and the next one we're going to talk about, it's like, oh, now there's the all new deluxe figures. There's where those are supposed to be. But by the time we get to them, maybe folks will be turned off on that. It's tough.
Well, I mean, don't forget about all the ones in the box, because these are not the first.
Yeah, I was just only talking about
carded ones.
I'm only talking about the carded ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I know we mentioned it kind of before, but the biggest complaint about the Armored Commando was it's a troop builder and it's deluxe. Yeah. But yeah, if Hasbro's going to do what Hasbro does, they'll surely want to leverage the tooling down the road and reissue it probably in a way that can allow people to add more on. So let's
smart reuse and all that.
There you go. Smart.
And
reuse.
These guys look similar to the ones from Rebels. They're slightly different, I guess, but the helmets are the biggest difference, and the rest I can kind of chalk up to live action interpretation of an animated design. And Gar Saxon was one in Rebels, and there was a couple others like Tiber, his brother Tiber Saxon. I can't remember if his armor's different. God forgive me again. I'm sorry, but they had those guys too. So I would like to see those with maybe a pack of Gar and a Rebels version or something. But it would be nice.
We've alluded to him. Let's just go ahead and rip the Band-Aid off. We all know him. You all love him. The last one that they revealed and that was up for pre-order is VC382 Momonadan, or as I've heard it pronounced, Momonadan, or Hammerhead for those Kenner-minded folks out there. Previously,
it's 362, not 382, but yes,
382. Thank you for keeping me honest.
362 still.
Yes.
I'll say it a third time. Yes.
Man, sloppy work. I am just messing stuff up left and right tonight. We'll see.
Wait a minute. I know we haven't passed 375 yet.
Yeah, right. So previously pipelined way back in June 27th of 2024 during the Cantina HasLab campaign. We finally got a look at this guy. He is a deluxe release on that 9x7 card, not the 9x6 card, which leads me to ask, deluxe card for an original 96er, yay or nay? Miko? Yep, that seems to be the consensus.
No.
Thumbs down.
Once they revealed the extra wide card and we knew Hammerhead was coming and he was a deluxe in Black Series, so he was probably going to be deluxe in Vintage. We all saw it coming, and yet We all waited for all the comments to flow in. We knew they were coming. There was nothing we could do to stop it.
Yeah.
And so they did.
I have a comment here. Like, I'm just gonna do the thing Miko did and shove my phone at the camera. Steve Evans responded on Instagram to Brett on FET, who may as well just announce that now. He's going to be joining us next Wednesday for our Wednesday night stream. He'll be our guest. Can't wait for that. So be sure to subscribe, like this, all that fun stuff. Tune in next week.
Will StreamYard work by then? We don't know.
We'll find out. Gotta love it. So Steve Evans said, I appreciate the feedback from many Mint on card collectors on the 7x9 versus the 6x9 card, and will take time to consider it further. I'm already thinking about it, and it's not even 6 a.m. There are various factors to balance, including differing figure costs and general retail packaging approaches for price differentiation. Our ultimate goal is to bring great figures, any figure, to you all. In the meantime, I hope fans will continue to enjoy the figure itself. Cheers. Hands raised emoji. Yeah, so it sounds like they're at least hearing the feedback on that. Granted, then part of me is like, just commit to it so that another company will see that it's worth it to make a protector or a case for them if we have tons of them in the line. Instead, we're just going to have a few, maybe if they do change format, it's like another packaging thing. It bothers me with my OCD, but yeah.
I don't hate, like, the only one I have in hand so far is Cobb. And to me, it's fine, and I get that they have to differentiate them at retail so that you see why one is $8 more. You can just look at it and you don't want to have a bunch of people going, oh, this was on the normal peg. This should be $16.99. And then poor employees at Walmart and Target getting berated by collectors like us,
I don't see why it's a few dollars more on this one, but yeah, I get your point.
Yeah. But I mean, they have to have something to differentiate it other than they're not going to, the Target employee is not going to say, well, look at the premium deco, look at the accessories. They have to say it's a different size thing. So I understand it on that perspective, but since this is a fan channel exclusive, the only store it'll be at is GameStop, brick and mortar store. I mean, so there's really no reason they had to do it for this necessarily, unless I don't know, became a fan channel thing last minute.
Yeah, it's tough because even e-tailers are still retailers, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Customers look at them side by side and see that size difference.
Well, yeah, we've bemoaned the packaging plenty, though. The figure itself.
Figure first.
Yeah.
No, I think it looks great. I did write an article about paint deco and what the heck's going on with it.
I would be sharing that right now if I could share anything, but
so I will say one of the things I highlighted was John, look what I have here.
Yes. Wow.
I have the 6-inch version.
Yes.
I'm filthy sometimes too, man.
Filthy, just like me. Yes.
I couldn't say no to him.
Sorry, John Miko is now the former admin of the SW the Vintage Collection Facebook group. You're hearing it here first, folks.
When I told Tyler about this, he sent a clip of Eternal Sith Palpatine, and when I think he goes weak.
Yeah.
I was like, guilty. But in that article, I noted that this one I know it's what $33.99. This figure. So we can't lose sight of that. But it has a beautiful wash deco on the skin, right? It's got his fancy little toenails.
Yeah, he just got back from the salon. Yeah,
the salon. So you got a petty
Thorian spa. Yeah,
a little petty action, and even that has like a wash on it. So for me, I was just curious, like when we get Momau, is he gonna have some of that? And it does. You do see in the photo that or the official pics that he does have that, and it looks like he's got wash. I will say he's got wash on the legs. I'm super curious how much more of him has wash. But anyways, there he is with his fancy toenails and whatnot. But I was happy to see at least that. So
yes, I remember we talked about the toenails, and that was one of the first things I looked at, because like Zeb, the basic Zeb doesn't, the mainline Zeb doesn't have the toenails, but the HasLab one does. But this guy, He's got his winky toenails.
Yep. All right,
That's
foot
right.
fetishists, this one's for you.
We moved from ankles to toenails now, so here we
we're
go.
going down the body. It's great. You guys have inspired me of what to do with one of my extra cantinas. Is I'm going to make the Mos Eisley Spaceport nail salon. I cannot wait. So excited.
Nice.
But I like. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, what were you gonna say? You like what?
I was just gonna say all of the accessories too. We could talk about that, but
yeah,
that Power of the Force
just,
blaster, love that. The Power Force 2, sorry, blaster, love that.
Yeah, I want to mention about the coloring too, and people have mentioned it. Kevin Hughes said I thought he looked good. Yeah, the Toy Fair photos, he was out there. I think something about the coloring in the studio shots looks a little off to me. Like his scarf looks super vibrant orange. It is a Jawa cape that was repurposed, as we all learned this past year with the HasLab stuff. But so I think the rope looks a little too vibrant maybe, but I think in the Toy Fair, in the in-hand images, both on the Hasbro reveal stream, it just looks better to me. The colors matched a little bit more. It should be a little bit, brighter in places and darker in other places. But so I think there, and Emily and Jing, when they announced it, they mentioned that he does have the wash on his skin. I believe it's all his skin. Hopefully so anyway, he looks better.
Good.
It looks better on the in-hand images to me than he does on the thing, and he still looks good on the thing, on the images here. But yeah, as for accessories, yeah, it's awesome because he's got homages to all 3 previous sculpts with the Power of the Force 2 blaster, which I laughed. I loved seeing that. That was so fun. The double barrel, because the expanded universe at the time was saying he was like a peaceful gardener, and then he's got this double barrel shotgun. I guess maybe it's like a water hose on like fertilizer in one of them or something. I don't know. But and then the E11 from the vintage figure, and then the Saga collection staff. Yeah. See, he looks a little, it's a little less saturated, a little less neon in those images. Thank you, Miko.
Yeah, I agree.
Real quick,
Yeah.
I haven't tried sharing a Chrome tab. Just since we're talking about it, I just wanted one last one to see if this
flash
works.
for a second.
Go for it.
I mean, it looks fine to us, but
yeah, again,
we'll find out in about 10 seconds.
Yep.
But yeah, no, it's not working.
Okay, cool. All right.
Yes, and then the alternate hand. So in terms of accessories, he does have a lot more than the Black Series one. I want to say about the staff too, real quick. I forget who it was. Somebody pointed out that it's the same staff that Prince Shizor had in the comic pack version, and that's why the Black Series one has it as well. So I don't know. Maybe they're pre-planning using that Shizor thing. I think people were excited about that, but maybe it was just from the reuse from 10 years ago when they did it last time. 15.
Manage those expectations is all we're saying.
Yeah.
and then Sideshow Collectibles did a 12-inch version with an exclusive staff. So did they pay homage to the?
Maybe
it's like, Oh,
let me look at that.
Curious.
Look that
Very
up.
curious.
Interesting.
But yeah, one of my favorite aliens. I know a lot of people love the Ithorians, so
he was one of my most wanted OT figures, alongside like Ben Kenobi and the Snowtrooper for the longest time. And now that I'm getting all 3, I'm stoked, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. And I love the Saga collection one. Always looks great, and I've said before, but I love that this one can actually sit now and stuff, and he's more articulated to sculpted to today's standards. Because it'd be a bummer to have to get him in the cantina and not let him sit down. And speaking of which, he has soft goods, unlike the Black Series. So in terms of, because this one's, it's $24.99, the other one's $33.99. It has a similar amount of paint wash, which is great to see. It has more accessories than the Black Series one, extra hand, cup to hold it, or a hand to hold the cup. Because the Black Series one only has like 3 cups, right? And a blaster, so like
yeah, and you have to like kind of jam the cup into those flexible fingers for it to work.
Yeah.
But it works. And he's got this witty bitty mouth.
Yeah.
Is the TVC one going to have a witty bitty?
I don't know.
If they did a Doc Ondar that people have mentioned with that, they'd have to give him a little tiny little tiny goatee.
A little beard.
Yeah.
Yeah, so people always say, he can become other Ithorians like Doc Ondar, like
Roran Karab.
Roran Karab. Would you guys want to see him and Ponda and the new Greedo redone in Kinder colors as a thing, or should we keep that to the retro collection?
I think that would be such a fun 3-pack.
I like that
Yeah.
idea. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I know the sculpting's
Exclusive,
not quite the
of course,
same, but
yeah.
yes, it'd be a fun
But yeah,
thing at some point.
Yeah.
right.
Yes.
I think it would be better off to keep it accurate, but do it in those colors.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Sweet.
Yeah. And like Grant Scott says, didn't think we needed Negrito. Doing the same, but well, some of these things I always say new before redo, but when I see
For
the
sure.
redos and I see them to modern standards, then I'm like, all right, now I get I get why.
I'll never say no to an all new modern definitive figure of a character I like. So
Yes.
or really any character at this point. I think I'm just impressed with all of them.
Yep.
All 3 of these figures went up for pre-order earlier today. With Ponda Baba, I put the wrong fact in here. Ponda Baba and Hammerhead were fan channel, but the Imperial Armor Commando is not fan channel. Is that correct?
Correct. And then Entertainment Earth did not put up a case assortment for Ponda Baba.
Oh, right.
Okay.
I hadn't. They might have by now. I don't know. I know Yak Face on his Patreon shared a link to the case, and then I got a 404 message, and then he deleted that. But I don't know. Maybe because after the confusion with the Callahan fan channel way, where they put it up and then they canceled everybody's orders, and then they said just kidding, and then I still got a case of it anyway from them.
Same.
All's well that ends well, but maybe they're just like, no, we're not going to do that anymore. But I don't know. So hopefully, I'd like to know how many of him are in the case, how many of the other characters are in there. I don't know. But I ordered 2 at Pulse anyway, just to have them, because I got to have a slightly different gray fur version.
I also share in that illness, John. So right there with you.
But
same.
Yeah. All right.
And it says, real quick, JD says, do you think we'll see any more Cantina aliens this year? I'm not sure. It would be nice, but so far, just the ones they pipeline and a couple of repacks. So I guess we'll see.
And you
wow.
know, oh wow.
Yes, thank you, Mark. That was very nice. I want to send my thanks to you guys, SWTVC, for running the March Madness. And the voting for the stranger, I felt bad for the kid KB, you know.
Yeah. Spoilers.
I did too, but thank you so much. Yes.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
That's awesome.
That's awesome, man.
Well, I was gonna say too, what other reissues do we have that could be made? Let's forget about like all new.
Yeah.
Because we've already gotten Zutton or Snaggletooth, whatever.
Yeah, I still want the holiday special version, you know, as an actual remake of the Kinder one, of course.
Bomvinden?
Bomvinden, that's another one that, I know people always mention. He's a great TVC 1.0 figure. I know, sorry, swivel hips, but it is a great figure.
Yeah.
Great sculpt.
It is.
Came out around the same time as Dr. Evazan. I think Evazan was pushed a year, though, as I recall.
Yeah.
But so there weren't a ton in TVC 1.0. There's some earlier that we've talked about before, like Shimble Dimble and the other names that I'm recalling right this second. But
Stephen,
I'm scrolling through the Banthas. Yeah. But yeah, some of the Legacy Collection guys, like the weird girl, Lisa Serlin. God.
Yeah, Lisa Serlin.
Clearly, I'm tired here, folks.
Yeah, my eyes are glazing over.
Herchikelfest, yeah.
Mosep, Cliff just
Mosep, yeah.
Mosep from,
I would like Mosep with a paint wash on the skin this time, because that was one I was like, we need some of that.
When was Kidkek last released? Was that 2004?
Started 2002, then was re-released in Saga Collection 2006.
Okay.
So it's been a minute.
Okay.
But yeah. Yes, am I doing okay?
Okay.
Yes. Almost, because I'm forgetting. I forgot Lisa Serlin's name again. It took me 3 whole seconds to remember Lisa Serlin, but I remembered her onset name in the meantime. But anyway, so yes, all these items went up today, and they also pipelined in that event the land speeder that we alluded to earlier, that we talked about when it leaked or was shown off in that thing. But luckily, they said some of those figures in there are old, just to show them, so it was not necessarily a sign that C-3PO is coming again. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Miko.
And yeah, we already just kind of discussed it when it leaked, but it looks great. It's again one of these things we've had 3 or 4 times already, where maybe I'd like some of the other land speeders in that scene. I don't know, but it's a nice thing for people to have and to go with the new Luke and Ben and everything. So I get it.
There's also a retro set that was revealed and went up for order today. We don't really need to talk about that.
Do you do retro, Miko? I forget. Not really.
Yeah, I'm a bit impulsive with it. Like I
Right.
really wanted the Return of the Jedi pack with Yak Face. I got the Phantom Menace one, or isn't that a combination?
They did a Phantom Menace had its own, and then Attack of the Clones Revenge of
Okay.
the Sith was a combo pack. Yeah.
So I kind of grab them here or there, but not as often. I only buy one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Tana, thank you. This is not SWTRC. So we'll move
Did you
on
guys
from
grab
that.
it? Did you
I
guys?
did, yes.
Yeah, I
I'm
did.
filthy.
I
I got 2, of course.
I did it too. There was a $10 off thing on Target when that finally went. It was yet another bungled
Ooh.
Target exclusive experience today. That was tons of fun, but
Alright.
whatever. There's a $10
Right.
off. So you're welcome, Target. Looks like John Miko's about to buy one.
Yep.
I'll say real quick, if we had images, some of the cards look better than the TVC cards, and I wish, like the Han Stormtrooper image is so much cleaner and better than the crummy little Photoshop job they did on the TVC one.
Yep.
We had some posts about that, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's Ponda Baba. Walrus Man has the original Kinner one, and it's a new one for the Sand Trooper, which is the first non-special edition Sand Trooper image, I believe, on a card, and then so a couple different things, but
Yep. So anyway, we don't need to go too deep in the weeds on that because again, we are not the Retro Collection Show podcast page. It's not Retro Collection March Madness. Maybe someday we'll find out. No. All right, so we've got about around 100 people, about 97 folks watching right now. Everyone out there, if you're just joining us, sorry for the technical difficulties when it comes to our visuals today. We aren't able to share any images because something fun is happening, and I can't figure out what. Oh well, you just have to look at our fun little mugs all day. Also, please be sure if you're watching this, if you like this, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff, that obligatory YouTube stuff of, come back for more, see? And we've gone for about 56, 57 minutes, almost an hour, and we haven't even gotten to the main point of why we're here today.
Yes.
Talking about March Madness.
And I'll say real quick before we get into what already happened, check out that link down there. We have 1 hour left to vote in tonight's second day of voting. So go to that link.
Left. Yep.
Miko has been nicely sharing it every voting day in the Facebook group. We post about it too often on Instagram. So if you haven't seen the link, if you haven't done it yet already, if you forgot, if you got busy, if you didn't know what's happening today, you have 1 hour left to vote in tonight's matchups. If we go for another hour, maybe we'll talk about the results. But for now, Evan has more plans. So there you go.
Yes, but as we've learned tonight so far, plans are silly, and we're just gonna wing it. All right, the main event here, as we mentioned at the top of the show, TVC March Madness is underway. Congrats, Miko. You just made a purchase.
Nice. Oh, nice.
Peer pressure. Peer pressure.
I really
we didn't have to apply a whole lot,
Yeah.
to be honest. But
yeah, I want my commission from Target. I'll be shaking them down for it.
you
First
have to
round
blame us.
of
You can blame us, though.
First round of March Madness voting, which covered the northwest quadrant of the brackets round of 64, took place this past Monday, March 3rd. 16 figures entered, 8 remain from this group. The matchups were number 1, The Stranger versus number 64, KB. Number 32, Darth Malik versus number 33, The Client. Number 17, Mara Jade versus number 48, Ben Solo, Exegol. This would be so much more fun with the graphics. Number 16, Bodhi Rook versus number 49, Kiadi Mundi. Number 9, Arlisle Shouse. Correct me, someone now before we go much farther.
Shoes.
Perfect. Same. So number 9, Arlisle Shouse versus number 56, Amanaman. Number 24, Emperor Palpatine, Sith Eternal versus number 41, Bosk. Number 29, Jedi Temple Guard versus number 40, Fozek. What? Number 5. 25. Thank you. Reading, brain, mouth.
It's a lot of numbers. It's a lot of numbers these past couple months. It's good. Just saying.
One more. Number 8, Echo, Bad Batch versus number 57, Kelleran Beck. So let's just run down through what happened there. There are graphics for all of this on Instagram. Those have also been shared as well. We're trying to play whack-a-mole with all that. So KB from Skeleton Crew, was that its name? The Stranger, who is the runner-up in Last Figure Standing, of which our guest is a founding member of, seems to like kids about as much as Anakin does. Is it a Sith thing? Who knows? Smilo Ren made short work of his opponent, crushing her in the biggest blowout of the day, 1,000 votes to 432. How could he do this? She was just a child, you exclaim. Well, you, the community, brought her here.
Nice.
Continuing the dark side dominance, Darth Malik knocked the client out of the competition, 745 votes to 687. I didn't write anything funny here because there's nothing funny about Werner Herzog losing. So
we can enjoy a shared libation to celebrate the closing of our shared narrative, whatever, something like that.
He has slipped into the black void from which we have all come from, the primordial goo of March Madness. All right. So even switching out his good boy sweater for a 5-Timers Club jacket wasn't enough to hashtag bring me Ben solo. Fan favorite Mara Jade in her March Madness debut, correct? Brought the heat not her debut. Okay. I don't look at the things you send me.
Second year, I know.
Second year. She brought the heat and spanked her alternate universe nephew 966 votes to 466. To quote Ben Solo, oh. All right.
Maybe it was revenge against who was the guy? Jason Solo that killed her in Legends, right?
Darth Kaitis. Yeah, Jason
Solo.
So
it was
her
other evil nephew
in that universe. Yeah.
Yeah.
So gotta love it. Nothing's ever been wacky in Star Wars. In the first upset of the tournament, 16 seed Bodhi Rook fell to 49 seed Ki-Adi Mundi. The Syrian Jedi Master, who just recently saw his birthday become the hottest topic of 2024, dealt a blow to the rebellion by defeating Bodhi 737 to 695, which was the closest matchup of the day.
Oof.
And that one kept going back and forth. We were watching it all day as it went back and forth.
They were, I think they were trading off like a 3 to 5 vote lead for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
So that was fun to watch. Nail biter. It seems that hashtag Shoes Wisely, that movement, it ain't out of steam yet. After dominating Last Figure Standing, Arlyle Shoes peeled a man like the banana he is, 961 to 471. Jabba's got to get better security. I'm sorry, guys.
I love it. I was so happy when I saw these in the outline. So thank you.
All right. Long have we waited for Palpatine to win a March Madness matchup. In the final upset of the first day's matchups, it looks like we'll have to keep waiting. Number 41 seed Bosk defeated the 24 seed Reanimated Emperor 882 to 550. To bring back up that gift that you had mentioned, Miko, yes, weak. In the last matchup of this quadrant, Kelleran Beck may have been able to beat up some clones during Order 66, but he was no match for a special clone, Echo Bad Batch. Echo won 851 to 581. So yes.
Yeah.
I will just mention today's matchups, and then we can talk a little bit more globally about how things are going with the tournament, if that's all right.
Did we miss Jedi Temple Guard and Fozak?
Oh
yes.
Did yep. Anyway, let me pull up that score real quick. Thank you for keeping me honest. Shoddy work. Will I still have a job in year 6? The answer.
So Jedi Temple Guard won 889 to Fozak's 543.
Yes. Job of security may be weak, but the Jedi Temples is not.
Yes. Both of them have a history of letting people just come in and kill the people that live there. So I don't know. I think they both could work on the security a little bit. But last year, the Jedi Temple Guard was ranked a lot lower, but it way outperformed its ranking in the bracket itself. So maybe this is more corrective or something. I don't know. What's
ranked like a higher seed. Or
it was like
say lower seed. Right? I always get that mixed up.
It was a lower seed because it beat the Tonikas, so a much higher seed last year. Yeah, it was a very low seed last year, and
that's what.
Which
I'm on the same page.
one of my mini spreadsheets over here. It's ranked 25 this year. It was 61 last year. and in the
Wow,
50s the
he's getting
previous years. But they always do really well in the bracket itself.
Yeah.
So
more and more love. Wow.
mhm.
Yep. As we speak, we mentioned it earlier, the second day of voting, which is covering the Southwest Quadrant, is in its final hour. We are under an hour left in voting. So quick reminder that if you haven't already, be sure to vote before the polls close at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. Please and thank you. Today's matchups are number 4, Luthen Rail versus number 61, Clone Captain Rex Silas. Number 29, AT-AT Driver versus number 36, Frog Lady. Number 20, Savaja Press versus number 45, EV99. Number 13, Saw Gerrera versus number 52, Marak. Got it right this time. Number 12, defending March Madness champion Pong Krell versus number 53, Fifth Brother Inquisitor. Number 21, Omega versus number 44, Garandan. Number 28, Chancellor Palpatine Jedi Arrest versus number 37, Shasa Teal. And number 5, Baze Malbus versus number 60, 21B. So as not to sway any voting, we will not really dive into specifics of how all these matchups are going, but I will give a little tease if that's all right, John.
And I'll say, don't look too close at the reflection of my glasses because I was just looking at the pie charts.
Enhance.
I've changed it now, so you guys you'll have to rewind.
Yeah.
You can just see the outline.
So I will just say, as a little tease for where we're at present, and when I say at present, I mean since I last looked, John, I may be off by an hour on this one. Today will end with the following. Bosk's Bounty will be pretty pleased about a certain outcome. A character living to see a sunrise he once believed he'd never see, and at one potential surprising upset. We'll just say that much. So do with that what you will. Today's results will be posted tomorrow morning, or we'll tell you all if we're still yapping in 51 minutes.
51 minutes. Yes. Some of them have comfortable leads. Some of them are still quite tight. I will say that.
Yes.
Every vote counts.
Some of them are tight and have been jockeying or within reach of each other throughout the whole day. But yeah, John Miko, you raising your hand. What's up? Yes.
Question.
Yes.
Can you tell me how a little alien female, little tax account collector from Jabba's palace is doing against?
I will not give you any information about the sheet of Shasa Teal today, or at least not yet.
That is one to watch. That's all we'll say about that.
Okay, I'm just gonna have to make this stream go another 50 minutes so we can find this out.
Live reaction. Yeah, I got to make some clickbait thing with Miko. Your eyes all huge, just like, and it's gonna be great.
Laser eyes and stuff. Yeah.
Miko, you made a couple brackets here.
It would look great next to our, that's the way it goes.
It would.
Everybody,
picture this: a bracket filled out.
JohnMiko.com. They're on JohnMiko.com.
Yes, go visit it right now.
Yes. You made 2 brackets. You made a predictor one, which you think is what's going to actually happen through the voting, and then you made one that is personally what you want to see. I'm just going to go ahead and mention I filled one out finally. I wrote it down. I did not get a chance to do the Photoshop version yet and share it. I'm such a great team player. I've been a little preoccupied doing stuff like setting up streams that don't work. I will just say this much. On day 1 of voting, only 2 of my picks advanced. 2. So if you ever think this is rigged, we would be doing a lot better job at it. So
yeah, I love March Madness. I'm not like a huge college basketball fan, but I get sucked into March Madness every year. Could be because I'm Greek and we love to gamble. But I do live like an hour and 40 minutes from UConn. Maybe a little longer than that, but I work with a lot of UConn fans too. And over the years, there's been some great tournament wins on both sides of men's and women's basketball. But yeah, with your guys' tournament here, I love to do my own selfish bracket.
Yes.
And then I love to just say, hey, here's who maybe I think will win. So if it's okay with you, I'll just speak to maybe the predictor bracket first.
Yeah, please
Sure.
do.
And it was very safe. Like usually I like picking upsets. So when I finished it, I was like, that's lame, John. You literally put number 1 and 2 in the finals and the number 1 beating it. But I do have the stranger as my predictor beating Arleal.
Yeah, they'd meet up in
Interesting, okay.
the Elite Eight, right? Yes. Because they're both in the same quadrant
Yeah,
on the bracket.
yeah.
So
They
Elite Eight is
meet
when
in
they
the
would
Elite
meet up.
Eight.
And they were the champions in last figure standing.
And they were
Yes.
the
And
final
how
two.
close? Remind me, how close was it again? It was pretty
Oh,
close,
man.
right?
I can tell you in 1 second.
Okay.
Stretch for
But,
time so you can get that live reveal.
Exactly. Oh, my internet's a little slow here. Let me click
Oh.
on the voting rounds analytics. Yeah, it was 870 to 844.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
So, yeah.
And so with that, and with all
26.
these matchups, people are stressed. They're upset if your picks didn't win. They're always within a margin of error. Even like the losers have got like 30% of the vote still. Most of them are like 45-55 situations. So like a lot of people still want all of this stuff. So like you're not alone, anybody. If you want what you want.
I put a thing at the end, and I may as well just say it now, since to touch on that point, John. It goes without saying, we want more as TVC collectors.
yeah.
We want more. We want it
Mhm.
all. This tournament is a love letter to both TVC and Star Wars. It's, we're here to champion for a more expansive line with more to offer for everyone, just across all of it. That's slack-jawed idealism, but here we are. We're having fun with it. So keep campaigning for your favorites throughout the tournament. Vote for what you want to see first. And if your favorites do indeed get knocked out, don't get discouraged, and please keep voting. The stronger the participation throughout, the stronger the messages for Hasbro to look in on and just be like, oh yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So that's my little soapbox. Figured I'd throw it
Exactly.
in there.
And that's a great point, right? Because you don't want votes dropping off and people giving up on it. The more voting, the more data, so and it could change to what you might have wanted.
Yeah.
So yeah, with that, I was kind of playing the maybe the group of folks more into this might shift towards newer media or the stranger.
Mhm.
I know it was really close on them anyways, so I leaned with the stranger, and he has 2 lightsabers and he's pretty
Yes.
badass.
Yeah.
So Evan, I think I gave him a little push because of that. Obviously, I know there's a lot of people that really wanted him in the Arleal Shus from in the HasLab, and they want to make it known that he's a high demand want. So yeah, we'll see where that goes. But yeah, I'll just go through my predictor Elite Eight, and then I can, if you guys want.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had the Stranger and Arleal Shus, and I had Savage Opress taking out Saw Gerrera, Luthen Rael, making it to the Elite Eight against Ponkrell, who takes out Garindin. And then Ponkrell then takes out Baze Malbus to have Ponkrell be in the Final Four. He always seems to do really good in your guys. Obviously, he's won it, right?
So, he won last year.
Last year he won last year.
Won last year. Sorry, it all blends together.
Tell me about it.
So
he made the Sweet 16 a couple times before that. Yeah.
Yep, strong showing in LFS too, of course.
Mhm.
So that's my left side of the bracket is Ponkrell versus the Stranger, and then on the right side I had Wrecker making it through, beating out my boy Yachts. Oh man, I'm so happy they made it though.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I have stuff to say about all these points, but yeah.
So then I had Wrecker taking out the Clone Commando and then taking out 2 tubes. So 2 tubes faced. So I feel like there's a lot of love for 2 tubes. What was he ranked? 15. Yeah, 15. So And then I had 3PO making it through, taking out the second sister eventually, and then Asajj. That can go either way. And then I had a battle of Bad Batch. Basically Crosshair versus Tech, and Crosshair making it, and then basically Wrecker, the Stranger, and the Stranger taking it. That's my predictor. I think any of those final four are Punk. I mean, shoot, I know we can keep going. Oh, maybe the Elite Eight, but
I think
that's
these are
kind of where I was
likely.
thinking the fans were moving. I don't know if there's going to be any major higher seeds making upsets, but I think, Evan, you had a good point. You were talking to me about the Jedi Temple Guard.
Yes. I think because you actually revised this predictor bracket because you had
I had him going on and just losing out to our Leal. So I think you're right. That they could definitely make a big run. I think that's a really interesting one to watch.
Yeah, it's kind of fascinating, and John, I know you're probably you wanted to chime in. Miko, you had mentioned, like Yats Aran making it into this bracket. We've talked about it a lot on previous streams, and anytime we talk about March Madness, where it's like these are 64 characters out of a ton of characters. So even being on the bracket is a huge, like, oh, heck yeah. So
and
that's
as Tannis
awesome.
points out, he's been in the top 100 every year. So this is the first time that he's been on the bracket. And I was going to say what Cardboard Galaxy said. We've said before.
I was about to highlight that.
Stuff. Yeah. You said the seeding of the brackets is real data, but this part is just for fun. I can't see how any of the individual matchups can be interpreted in any meaningful way. And I agree that it's more for fun to a point, but but because especially with the early, I think as we get into like the Elite Eight and the Sweet 16 and the Final Four, especially, that's kind of when the good stuff comes from. It's hard. It is hard to, maybe people weren't feeling Ben Solo yesterday or something, but I don't know. Yeah. But some of these early matchups where they are kind of totally random, it's just kind of like reinforcing the rankings a lot of the time, where we don't see a ton of upsets every day. Mm-hmm. But once we get into the finals and we see, all right, oh, interesting, okay, Jedi Temple Guard outperformed his ranking, that's worth noting. Or Ventress has been in the top 4 multiple times, that's worth taking a look at, things like that. So I think that's where we can kind of glean more information. And then in terms of, because it's always kind of looking at the rankings, like the top rankings are solid. They get so many. It's usually the same or very similar to Last Figure Standing, with a couple of things here and there floating higher or lower. And then the guys in the middle are they've been on a couple years. Maybe they're wanted by a bunch of people. Maybe they're not wanted by the wider community when it gets down to it, when it wanted first by the wider community. And then sort of the lower ranking, the lower third, that's where a lot of the fun is in this, because it's like Yats Aran or somebody that's like Newt Gunray last year, or some of these characters that's some the tertiary characters that it's fun to just throw their names out there and give them a little more support than they might normally get.
Keep them on the radar, keep them in the conversation.
Yes, even if they don't make it all the way, it's just to show, hey, these are some other characters we want that are kind of floating around the bracket and stuff.
And if I can add, with LFS, the main dashboard of ours out there that I build for the insights is the overall, like what people vote and what we tallied up there. So I agree, that's the data that probably Hasbro should be looking at. But then again, right, as the voting unfolds, like we gotta pay respect to who wins or who makes it through. So
it's another way to look at it all.
Yeah. Is that the real Cardboard Galaxy? Is that the person that makes
the Cardboard Galaxy?
Is it? I would like to know, because I have some of your stuff and I love it.
Yes. Nice.
This
is Tanith said, I do think, Tanith, you and I were a dyad on the Force in many ways. You just
I'm not
expressed
the exact same
thing, Banthas skull. Anytime I throw out the most obscure detail possible, Tanith either corrects me or says yes, has another thing to add to it. So I love it. Yeah. But Yeah, and a lot of when we look back, because I have spreadsheets on spreadsheets, and when we look back at like the ones that were made, it's typically like the top 10, the top 20 over the as we look year after year. It's like the stuff that there's a loud chorus for these sorts of characters. Yes, it is Cardboard Galaxy building stuff as you watch. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. I want more Jabba stuff, please. I love it all.
Speaking of wanting more, Kevin Hughes brings this up. I wish more submitted lists for the top 25. Same, that'd be great. The more data, the better. Surely some upsets also come because it's easier to vote without originally submitting your own list. Yes, it's
Or
easy to
if
check
you
the
didn't have
box.
either of these two characters on your list because I don't know, you might just when you're looking at these two particular characters, you might lean one way or the other. I don't know.
Yeah.
But looking at your bracket, Miko, which everyone can do on johnmiko.com. They can't do it on our stream, unfortunately. But
Love it.
your first day, some of it your personal wants was a little actually more correct. You got 7 of 8 on your personal wants, and you got 6 of 8 on the prediction wants, I think.
Wow.
You picked Palpatine and Bodhi, who didn't make it through on the on your predictor bracket.
Predictor, yeah.
You picked Ki-Adi-Mundi, which you got right, and Bosk, and then but Fozak and Jedi Temple Guard didn't go your way. But
I just thought, I guess there was a lot of look. I'm just gonna say this, like, well, I'll say with my bracket, right? These are my wants, my wants alone.
That's not allowed.
I want all 64 of these figures. Yes. I'd buy them all. And it was really hard to be. I would. I'll just be honest. Like I had like no pattern. Of course, I want. What's the saying there? Never made before.
New before redo.
New before redo. I was way off.
Samsonite.
Samson. But yeah, like as much as I try to abide by that, there's these updates you want so bad, right? Like Ki-Adi-Mundi over Bodhi Rook. I'm so sorry. Yeah. I want both so bad. I think that's the crutch of this sometimes, or the pain, the kryptonite of this tournament. It's like I want this one 51%. I want this one 49%. Or, and it's just like, why are you doing this to me, guys? So that was a hard thing. It's just like I have so much more sentimental for Ki-Adi, and I would love to see him in premium form, right? So so just speaking to that, right? And like my strategy with, and I mentioned this on the other stream, was with picking my top 25 and ranking them. I went with figures. I know I like too many background blink and you miss characters, and there's people that have apparently a problem with that. People want that stuff in the community, but I want to fill my dioramas. I want to fill my Jabba scene, and I talked about this $1,200 plus shelf I'm building out over here with LED lights and everything. And darn it, I want to start filling out more, but I know Return of the Jedi gets a lot of love, and I feel bad. 8 characters in the 64 from Return of the Jedi, right? It's like it just shows like it's so toyetic. Yeah. So I went with more like obscure picks in my top rankings, and then I went through. I will say though, like characters like Baze Malbus and Luthen Rael were in like my top 10. They were 8 and 9 in my most wanted top 25. Two Tubes and Saw Gerrera were 14 and 15. So don't get me wrong, I did have some pretty big. I don't know if Baze is a primary, but he's in the Rogue One squad there. But anyways, I put some of the more primary characters last, right? Like Senate Duel, Palpatine, or sorry, Jedi Arrest,
Yeah.
Palpatine.
Get it right. Come to our seminar
Everyone.
next week.
On a test next week, John.
Yeah.
And then all the way to Obi-Wan from Return of the Sith being 25th, because I felt like, okay, we've seen an updated Anakin or dark Anakin figure. I feel like they've got to bring Kenobi in sooner or later. So that's how I kind of strategized that. And then when I went through my picks, like I said, I was trying really hard to do the whole new before redo, and some of the your favorites that you want to see updated so bad made it over them. So I gotta go back to my so yeah, just to call that out, right? Like I'll just say, my some of the figures I'd love to see, I did push along pretty far, but then there was some hard choices, like Arleo Schus versus Fozek I had.
Yeah.
Even though that's not gonna happen, because Fozek's gone.
Yeah.
But it was hard to pick like Arleo over Fozek because of my love for Return of the Jedi. But I was like, no, we've been campaigning for this figure. I feel like I gotta give him love. So yeah, I had Luthen Rael versus the AT-AT driver. Luthen Rael making it over the AT-AT driver. Saw Gerrera beating out EV99. Garindin beating out Ponkrell. Probably not gonna happen. And then I had Shasa Teal going all the way almost a Cinderella story right to the finals. Beating out the likes of so many figures like Baze Malbus, Baze Malbus, Garandin, Ponkrell, Garandin, whatever you want to Saw Gerrera, and then beating out them. And then on the other side, I was so happy about Yachts. So happy about Yachts.
He went all the way, except
he went
Shasa.
all the way as well. And
I had the hots for Yachts.
Yeah, dude. So
HOTTS.
Again, this is just my love for Return of the Jedi, and I want new troopers as well, but I feel like all we're getting is Imperial troopers, and I want us to
we just got one today.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So I'd love to see the Rebel Commando make it pretty far. If anything, who's he got? Oh, he's got Obi-Wan. Jeez.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, he's got against Simalu in the second round. Clearly, Simalu's going to take it. I think. Yeah. You forgot that he's going to win it all.
Yeah.
I'm still riding the high from the one-time Ben Solo beat Simalu. As someone said in a comment that I saved, it was Lobot Boy Summer had said in a comment on Yakface today, I haven't hit any tough choices yet, but I know they're coming. March Madness gives and March Madness takes away.
It really does.
Boy, howdy.
I want to say on the Indo Rebel Commando front, that's another one where it was Deluxe in Black Series. So you know what that means. If they did it today, it would be on a wide card if they did it as a Deluxe in Vintage as well. So throwing it out there in the universe, I don't really want a wide card for the Indo Rebel Commando.
Yeah. Right.
Sometimes patience pays off, I guess, is what we're saying.
I guess.
Patience and persistence.
I love what they were doing with some of the Black Series ones, like the Hoth Rebel Trooper that had like the swappable face in the backpack. Like,
they did that for the Andor guy too.
Oh, and they did it for great.
Yeah.
And
it's smart. It's real smart.
Yeah,
I bought two of them, man. I bought the dang carded one because they put it on the card. I'm filthy. I'm terrible. Tyler just clicked out if he was here, but
I felt a great disturbance.
Weak. my army of 2 figures. Excuse me.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be
that's a Black Series army for you.
Yeah, Black Series army.
It would be pretty sweet if there was a couple heads in there, you know, put one behind the
Yeah.
figure or something.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah,
Candace has-
so you know, this was complete selfish. This is what I want. I'm not getting peer. Sometimes
Yeah.
I feel peer pressured to like vote with the community or vote with my
Yeah.
friends or you know, and it's like, you know what?
I'm gonna do
No.
me. Yeah.
Bro,
You do
I'm
you.
just-
Everybody you do you.
I'm screaming
That's
about
what I
Ben
do.
Solo without a care given to what people's opinions on that is. So
And I feel like
that's
Yeah.
the spirit of it, dude. It comes from a place of positivity, of a place of, you know, celebrating the things you love.
yeah.
I
Even though I
think
went on
yeah.
my 3-hour live stream with Boss Fighting this past week, which was a ton of fun with Nick from
Gotta
Only
watch
One
that.
Kenobi and Chris from Toys of the Jedi. I went on a long tirade against Dash Rendar. I don't love Dash. I have no love lost for Dash Rendar. I'm not going to do it again. But
That's
it
not
should
saying
but it should be about what you love. It should be about celebrating. One of the things I love most about this, even as I'm staring at spreadsheets till 1 a.m. for a month on end, is learning about all these crazy Star Wars characters that even I don't know about. And I know a lot about Star Wars, not to toot my own horn, if that's worth getting a horn about. But seeing crazy things that I've never heard of that somebody's passionate about, and I love that. And that's awesome. Whether it's a game I've never played, or a book I've never read, or you know, a movie I haven't watched in a while, or an episode of TV that I gotta rewatch. It's fun seeing everybody push for what they want personally. Yeah, it shouldn't be, you know, it's fun to think about the predictor bracket or how you think other people are going to go, but you
Right.
shouldn't be voting based on that. You shouldn't be anybody. This goes to anybody out there. You shouldn't be voting based on what you think other people want you to do. Yeah.
that's how I've ended up with the Han of Shame every year because I pick
It's so
the
cool.
worst choices on my bracket every time.
You haven't
So,
even had to. You just want to save on postage, so that's why
yeah,
you pick.
I made it. I was
crazy
like, oh,
things
I'm
in
going
the
to send
bracket.
it to whoever fills out the crappiest bracket on our team. And lo and behold, the call was coming from inside the house. But yeah, that's not to say though, with choosing stuff and coming from that place of positivity or at least understanding of other people's choices, that's not to say a little bit of shit talking can't be done as well. That's part of sports, man. That's part of these kind of competitions and events, the little friendly ribbing and all that too. So it's good to get people talking. And you know, it's also fun to take jabs as necessary, of course, in
Let's
good
say
faith. In good faith. But yeah.
real quick to get to the 26 more minute mark. Trevor Ritchie says, name a couple you didn't know. Somebody said from Skeleton Crew, Greasy Creature, which I guess is the name of one of the guys at the pirate port.
How is that
Doesn't have a
spelled?
name yet. Just Greasy
Oh,
Creature.
okay. It's not some kind of
Greasy. No.
yeah.
Or I was reminded of Cleef from The Force Unleashed, which was a Lee Van Cleef reference, but it was like a badass Gungan. Or I'm just kind of going randomly through here. Yeah, I forgot about the name Maxeron Agalerga, who is the priest from Attack of the Clones who marries Anakin and Padme. I remember the name, but I could probably not pull that out. There's a lot of outlaws guys that I've never heard of. Ayla Bryn. Somebody had a bunch of outlaws on like one list.
How
did
did
what?
Do you have the spreadsheet pulled up?
Yeah.
How did Noah Brickwalon do?
Let's find out.
Obviously, I can't stop thinking about those damn Ewok movies after we did an episode of the podcast about it.
He was on six list appearances. He got 57 points. So he tied somewhere around 625-ish. And there are still a few that I have to go through and condense that were just like they're going to get in the 620. So there's no real point in spending a ton of time on them. But I will go through before I publish the top 100. I will have to go through and clean up a few more. But he Noah Bricklon was tied with Coleman Kaj, Sugi, Joe Yauza, 8D8. Actually, yes, as Morgan, Dark Trooper Phase 1, the Ahsoka version of Grand Admiral Thrawn. Sorry, Tyler. Danny from Marvel Comics, Beto from Return of the Jedi. No, these guys are a little bit lower. So yeah, there's just a lot of characters on here.
Just to go back to
wait, here's Shasa. Shasa's making an appearance. Oh, nice.
So you don't need him to win March Madness then. You got him already, John.
I have her.
Sorry, she's a beautiful lady, yes.
So this is, the head sculpt. I know I've shown this on a couple streams, but the head sculpt is John Evergray. Those of you that might remember him from Rebel Scum, amazing German sculptor. And the body is from Stan Opiel, who passed away during COVID. So this figure is very special to me.
Hell yeah.
And yes, I do have
Nice.
one. She's a bit brittle, but you know, John, those boots.
Yes.
People
She
have
can reuse
mentioned
them all over the place.
Binary Sun, you know, on Bantus
Yes.
Call has mentioned that the AT-AT driver has
Mhm.
very similar boots. Maybe, you know, if an
Yes.
AT-AT driver gets made, they could leverage the lower
Absolutely.
body for a Shasa.
And it's the same lower legs as the Snowtrooper Commander as well. So that there's 2 reuses out of it, Hasbro, right there.
Ooh, awesome. Love it.
Let me see. Yeah, of course, Tanith. Yes, we wanted Maxilon Argolera. Would be great. Kevin Hughes mentioned one of my favorite characters of the past year, the Acolyte pilot chair droids. The chairs that turned into pilots. I loved
Yes.
that moment. That was right up there with the train conductor droid from Book of Boba Fett. Just these wacky pilot droids that I love.
Forgot about that.
Real quick, sci-fi dude.
Yeah.
Nope, there's no emails going out for the voting. It's just you vote and you voted. We do send out the confirmation emails though for your top 25. Those are editable and all that. But again, that's the January stuff. Let's see.
Well, I'm looking at the polls here,
This
folks.
is-
You got about 22 minutes.
This is
What is
how
that?
I feel
Yes.
with my bracket. Am I out of touch? No, it's the community that's wrong. We all feel that way some days.
There's some great matchups on this side. Like I'm really curious how Plo Koon does against Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah,
That was a tough one.
On the other side there, you know,
Miko, you said
that'll be interesting.
you struggled, picking some of these, like having Yachts and Shasa fight Arleal and Fozek, all that fun stuff. And I was just sitting there. Granted, I don't have to worry about it now because a lot of these characters are busted out. But in my Sweet 16, I had the Stranger and Ben Solo facing off in the Sweet 16. If I had to choose between one of those, I chose the Stranger. I went by my top 25 ranking where he was number 1 and Ben was 5.
What you should choose was that they become friends and they rip their shirts off together and they get a workout in, and it's just amazing,
I didn't need to choose
guys
that. This was called My
dudes.
Dreams, so that's good.
Going for a little skinny dip.
Yeah, but Johnny Mustache, on your bracket you filled out. You filled one out, right?
I definitely did not fill that one out, but
for sure.
I filled out the bracket. I made the bracket. I'm sorry, everybody.
That's not good enough, dude.
We got these people in the comments saying, "Why don't you keep it open for longer? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that?" Because I got a job. All right, everybody.
Yes. Yeah, we've got.
We all have things to do.
Yeah, I don't know, man. People have been very kind to tell me that we don't have better things to do. And so that's very nice. Thanks, guys. Very cool. I am flattered when people think we have the resources on the NCAA, but it is not to be, my friends.
Not quite. But I did. You can find my personal picks on that Bosk live stream if you want to watch. You can watch roughly 67 hours of me talking about this throughout the month on various streams. But yes, I don't think I voted for the way I voted yesterday. I voted for Stranger, definitely Client, who is gone. Voted for Ben, who's gone. Voted for Bodhi because that was a very tough one for sure. Him versus Kiadi, because like you, Miko, I like to do new before redo, but like if they both have one, it's like which one just kind of do I want more? Which one needs to update more or is more pressing? I think Kiadi Manu would be more of a fun figure.
Who did Evan pick on that one?
In Kiadi versus Bodhi? I almost always lean towards lightsaber wielders. That's my favorite thing about Star Wars collecting. But you know what? I stuck to my guns in terms of my personal ranking and what the characters mean to me. And I picked Bodhi Rook in that matchup. I really love that character, love the actor, and I want to complete the Rogue One crew, and I want that figure modern. So
yeah, I know you're fans of both, so I was
that was a tough one. It's tough, and it's like I had at one point Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan facing off on the other side of the bracket, and it's just like, why am I doing this to myself?
And some of the ones I picked today, did they make it through? I guess we'll find out soon.
Yeah, we got 19 minutes left of voting.
We're doing
18 minutes if I actually stick to.
We're gonna get there.
turning things off at
But
11:59.
yes,
May
and
as
some of
well.
these
It's
things,
close.
it's like, do we want, Shasa Teal is one of these characters that I've seen on wish lists on forums for decades now. She's
Mhm.
been wanted by for 40 years. She's been right there. One of the only unmade alien. We got the Ishi Tib, the Rebel Ishi Tib, back in the Power of the Force 2 days. But in terms of the Jabba's Palace ones, we don't have some of these things, or some of these unmade cantina aliens, But do we want to finish crews, more recent crews? Do we want to expand new teams from other parts of other games that we love or whatever? I think like Mara is a big one that did well because of she did a lot better this year than last year. I think probably because of the Heir to the Empire set coming out. The Black Series has a good Mara Jade. We just have the 80s hair one. And yeah, a lot of people did, people voted for some of the Maz Kanata aliens. I would love some of the Maz's Castle aliens, knowing that we're probably not going to fill them up to the degree that we filled up Jabba's Palace and the Cantina and stuff. Sorry. Oh yeah, what?
I was just gonna say I love the people that show that big alien in Maz Kanata's
Drumgar, yeah.
And they're like, wow, Bosk really let himself go.
Yeah.
Because he's kind of got like the outfit.
Maybe that is. I mean, Dengar shows up in Rise of Skywalker as Rothgar Day, and he's just like a robot body, but he happens to be wearing some of the same armor and stuff. It's like, is that the same guy or is that not the same guy? I don't know. But and some of these things. So in terms of like, I know like Chris has talked about this in terms of rallying around a background character. Like,
yeah, that's right.
Arlyle Shus is one that all the Cantina people that all want the Cantina stuff can rally around. But some of like other like secondary characters, do you rally around? Which, if you want prequel Jedi, which one do you rally around? If you want Jabba's Palace characters, which one do you rally around? If you want, newer stuff, what do you, this, that, or the other thing? Which of these categories do you rally around? So it's interesting. Say, like I've always said, for Legends characters, like now people seem to be rallying around Mara Jade. They rallied around Darth Revan a couple years ago. We always get a million submissions of like 1 point each for all these Legends characters, but it's hard to get on the same page. So now with some of these things, people that want prequels, they can rally around prequel stuff. People that want Return of the Jedi, there's plenty of options for you. It's just interesting seeing how these things kind of work themselves out. Yes, as people still asking for the characters from the Legacy comics and the Dark Horse comics and stuff. Like we got a lot of back in the day with the comic packs. We got like all the characters from the Knights of the Old Republic comics, except like the main guys.
Yeah, Zane Carrick.
Zane Carrick, and then who's his friend Biff or Griff or something. That's another
Griff,
one I always forget about. Yeah.
Just to kind of touch on that, talking about, do we want to do these teams and all that? It kind of comes down to the Sophie's choice of it all, which is not fun. So going back to what I was saying too, of wanting to champion for an expanded line, a line that can grow, a line that is larger and can bring more people in, have more character selection, more diversity in terms of media sources and all that. Again, pie in the sky sort of dreams and all that, but it's very much the impetus of what, we say at the top of every SWTVC live stream and podcast. We're here for the ongoing push for the continued existence, expansion, and success of this scale, of this line. And so that's just kind of where we want to approach it from is, we want it all. And just what are we going to prioritize, or, what can we kind of whittle down to if we have to make choices?
And if I could say, when you're expanding the tooling library, like you can't always connect the dots that, you need to have a figure from a character from a specific movie or media for another character within that same movie or media. Like, for example, you can take Dooku or the new Han Solo from or is he all new? The Endor one?
He was new from the waist
up.
Waist up.
I'm trying to remember.
Because he had the Solo legs, but the new Han Solo is coming
there's
out,
a New Hope one.
Well, there's also that one, but I was gonna go with let's just say Dooku, right? You can make so many Cantina figures with that lower body.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you can do Labria, Garanden. I mean, so many of them.
Should be a lot of those, like ones that are made
a new
in the
Ponda Baba
line.
right. Yeah. The sideshow line really showed that. I was like, oh, that's what that's what he's wearing under that cloak, you know?
Yeah.
And
It's
right on, Evan.
Yeah, it's like the Black Series Palpatine, the Darth Sidious that they got, Revenge of the Sith. We've talked about it, where I think they used the Book of Boba Fett Jedi Academy Luke body. It's just a generic, black.
Yeah, that's another one.
It's like a
tunics.
guy wearing a gi,
Yeah.
karate gi.
That's another one. So
There's a lot. And again, Jod and Arlisle, that's,
Mm-hmm.
sharing those legs. That's,
Right.
one begets the other. And it's as long as we can, see that and help Hasbro see that and help, that's a point of our discussion. Bring that stuff to light as often and as loud as we can to be like, hey, you can do this, this, and this. So
I know talking about with that same Book of Boba Fett look like the iconic unnamed red pants guard, but he wears those same like leg wrappings. Some of the other skiff guards like Barada also has those similar half wrapped, half not wrapped. Maybe they can use a Tatooine Luke. Tatooine Luke, got to call it out. You can make Jackson now because he had the legs that the Black Series one used.
The
wait, is this? Yes, is this the Book of Boba Fett one, or is that that's its own thing, right? Its own sculpt, I guess. It's not Book of Boba Fett because it is.
I think I used a Cathaba, right?
Nice. Yeah, because that was in the Blue Milk book. They said that Cathaba was intentionally designed so that it could be reused as Barada, but then they just never did that. But now we have. Yeah.
But
yeah, like they said, the Tonica sisters are going to be lots.
They
of,
would have been great for Aura Singh.
Aura Singh. It would have been amazing for Aura Singh, but
alas,
yeah, Dooku can be an Alderanian guard.
Real quick,
Boss gets us, all those Cantina spacemen dudes.
And with the Book of Boba Fett legs, I pointed it out on a 3-pack concept I had. Those exact Book of Boba Fett legs with that kind of half-wrapped look. Tales of the Jedi Qui-Gon Jinn. I mean,
nice.
And even that torso probably could be used for that too. So,
yes, Tonicas could be for Laudica from Jabba's Palace. Somebody asked about Breathup. I just looked. I know he was on your list. He was ranked around 215. He was on 30 lists, 356 points. I see a couple people talking about continuing the Maz Kanata's palace, the Dang sisters, or the Denga sisters. I don't know. It's like a mosquito joke. There's those mosquito, it's like 3 mosquitoes playing Yahtzee or something in Maz's castle. They didn't do great, but they did okay.
Sorry, I just looked up at the scoring so far. 11 minutes left, 10 minutes left to submit your votes for today's things, and there is a nail biter going on right now.
Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah,
wow.
Might be a buzzer beater here.
Wow.
But if you want to vote and you still haven't, again, that link is that link tree down in the bottom corner here of this stream. It is going to be the top link in that link tree. It says vote here. I hope you can figure that out.
And don't forget, voting is every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday in March until the finale. But for now, it's every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So don't forget, it's the same link every time.
Yep.
So
the link. We try to make this as absolutely easy as possible for you guys. We, try to share it as much as we can. Again, Miko, thank you so much for really, helping us blast that out there in the Facebook group and all that. I know, Yakface posted and some folks were just like, well, where do I find all the information? It's just, we're relying on the kindness of everybody out there to spread the good word, because there's only so much we can do. And it's a lot to ask to, be like, hey, will you do this, and at this time? So we try to put it all in one spot. Again, try to make it as easy and findable and spelled out as possible for everybody, but that doesn't always work. So the more the merrier, and spreading the word. So again, thank you, Miko, and thank you everybody out there who's doing that. I know I just want to give a shout out. Then there's a person on Reddit, Trowaman, I think. They've been posting every day on Reddit, on the TVC subreddit, and I believe the Star Wars collecting subreddit. So that's going on over there. Really appreciate that. We see you. I think you did it last year as well. I deleted the Reddit app from my phone. I don't remember my Reddit password, so I can't chime in. I do too many social medias right now. I've been trying to post on YouTube, Blue Sky, and Instagram as well. So it's a lot of moving pieces. I'm spinning a lot of plates.
a lot of sites posting a lot of great discussions happening everywhere. I'm sorry if I haven't called everybody out who has done that.
Yes. If we missed you, it's not because we don't care. It's not because we don't see you.
Oh,
it's just a lot going
Joseph.
on.
That's right. Joseph was helping out with LFS
Oh,
too,
nice.
I think.
Heck yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Appreciate
awesome.
that. Today's voting, we are actually, I think, almost 200 votes more than day one. We saw a increase in participation today. So I know some folks missed day one. The notice went out a little late on a couple spots. We did announce, I think, Thursday or Friday last week, but it's just the nature of the
It's easy
beast
to
that
miss, and the
sometimes it's easy to
scroll of
miss.
the feed. Yeah.
Yeah. So
How many? Evan, I'm sorry I wasn't adding them up. Were you getting around 1,500 the first time around? Or
on day one,
1,200? Sorry, yeah.
It was
That's great.
1,432.
I'm sorry, how many?
1,432.
Wow, that's amazing for just a day of voting.
yeah.
Yeah.
We try to
Great.
keep it
'Cause-
fast paced. I know some folks think it's too fast. Some folks think it's not fast enough.
Because with Last Figure Standing, you guys keep it open 5 days or a week? It's a week, right?
We announce it on Saturday and we close it on Friday nights, I think. But I was telling Evan
Okay.
in the
In the
pre-show,
pre-show.
The pre-show waiting room.
in the waiting room, that like I'm hoping we can speed it up.
Yeah.
So you guys have given us some
Yeah.
hope on that. So
And
we'll see.
I like
we
the
get
exchange of
no matter
ideas.
what, yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we-
because I was
we-
going to say, you guys have shown
Go
the
ahead.
Google poll can be really successful, and that's what because it used to be we would do Instagram polls and Facebook polls, and it's like, okay,
Yeah.
well, are people voting on both or whatever? And if
Yeah.
people don't have them, they get upset. So,
Yeah.
and people always say, well, I don't have Instagram. I don't use this website or that website, but you just use the Linktree. If you have a Google account,
Yeah.
make a Google account, whatever, just sign up.
Exactly.
Same link everywhere. Super easy.
Yeah, you're welcome. I mean, it was scary to do that at first too. It's like, oh, is this gonna work right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
But yeah.
I was going to ask, in terms of the voting for that, do you get a lot? Is it similar to like a HasLab? I think we've said like with
First day,
submissions,
last
we already
day.
said with submissions, it's a lot at first and a lot at the end and not a lot in the middle.
And,
Is it similar with voting?
and that's the thing, right? It's like really after 2 days, like how much more are you really
Yeah.
going to get? And then there's
Yeah.
and it always depends on who pushes it when. So I think if
Yeah,
you
yeah.
get those folks to all push it at the same time, then you can speed it up. But I think for us, really quick, it was like we did it in the fall, and
GeoCity.
GeoCities.
Yeah,
Oh my
Kevin
God, I
Hughes next year.
Throwback.
heard that.
Sorry to
Didn't
interrupt.
didn't Yahoo buy that, or that was Yahoo Geos?
Maybe.
I'm trying to remember. Oh my!
I'm going for I'm staying on Angel Fire. Yeah.
Yeah. Real quick, Ben Swallow.
yeah.
Yes, we are going to reveal the results because we're only 5 minutes away from it, and at this point, it would be foolish to walk away and leave you hanging. So
That's right. But yeah, I was gonna say it was during the fall, and like Chris and I were killing ourselves with fall cleanup, like all the leaves.
Oh yeah.
And we were both like, "Oh my God, what are we doing to ourselves?" Like, so
There's
hopefully,
plenty of moments where Evan and I are like, oh boy, we always bite off a little. We think we can chew it. We always chew it. We always get through it. But it's the process of getting through it. Sometimes it's a lot.
in our divine wisdom, it wasn't until I think last year 4, that we were like, hey, John's on the West Coast. I'm on Mountain Time. Why are we doing
Yeah.
this on Eastern Time and I have to stay up late? Or Pacific Time?
No, we
yeah.
were doing
Yeah,
it
we were
Pacific
doing it, yeah.
midnight time. So I was staying
Yeah.
up. You would lunch at 1 a.m. I would lunch at we would do it at midnight. And we'd still stay up for another hour watching the results
Yeah.
come in anyway.
Yeah. No,
So
this
it's
time
like we don't need to
fast.
kill ourselves doing that. So we learn a little bit every year. We forget
Yeah.
things along the way. Hopefully
Yeah.
we learn things too.
Obviously, today was a stunning example of just how slop some of this can be when we're scrambling. But hey, as long as the voting works, the matchups are correct, we're good. So
let's fill these last few minutes. Anybody ask for Swate Conquer Kill? Yeah, the Vic Senator who's wearing like Jar Jar's clothes.
what is that?
Probably. Let's see.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. No Swate Conquer Kill. He's in the opera scene, the Darth Plagueis scene. He's one of the people that leaves Palpatine in the box.
Wow, what a name!
Final 4 minutes of voting for the day. Get in there, gang.
Wow, people are getting their families to vote. Like,
yep.
Wow.
Like
Ooh. Oh,
creating
man.
creating a Google email for like your 3-year-old daughter. What's going on?
Yeah, what's the age
Let's
demographic?
keep it above
Oh, it looks like
board,
we got a
everybody.
lot of
Let's-
0 to 3 voting this year.
Oh man.
But yeah, man.
So yeah, a couple of people had Grub Leaps, aka ET from episode 1.
Oh, nice.
For me, I got the I think Kraft mac and cheese had a thing back when ET came out on VHS. They had like you buy 2 mac and cheeses and you get a little figure of ET. I was like, that's all I need right there. And it's beautiful. He still works. He still, I don't actually know where he is, but
It's like what a missed opportunity. Grebe Leaps, macaroni and cheese ET, Mac and Me, a
Yes.
rip off of ET.
Oh my God, that's true.
Yeah.
Do you really still not know where to vote? If you do, if you don't, I can't help you. But it's the link right there, down there.
Yep. You got a couple minutes. Get in there.
I know it doesn't
Or
say
Del-
.com, but trust us, type
Yes.
that in.
Yeah, type that in, and when you'll get there,
Yeah.
there'll be a little link that says TVC March Madness. Vote here.
Sorry, no Delva Racine this year. She'll have to walk up the stairs alone to the Opera House.
Oh, there we go.
So we're getting a yes right there. Thank you, thank you.
And links to our Instagram, to this YouTube channel, and to Blue Sky, so you can find. So Instagram is our SWTVC home. That is first and foremost where you will find everything we do. That's our home base. Everything else, again, we coast by on the generosity of others, such as John Miko. So yeah.
Yes, Colby Sperado, one of Saw Spider's, like a skull. It's like a Desperado or something. Let's see, in these last couple of minutes, any predictions, Miko?
I
for
can't
what you
predict
think
anything.
is
Yeah,
gonna go
Miko.
through? On your predictor bracket, you have a couple on here.
Oh,
A couple
man,
upsets. You have Frog Lady upsetting the AT-AT driver. You have,
you know, I was feeling the, you know, the push by the community, and I feel like that could be. Has she last year? Did she win a round?
let me check. She is currently.
I thought she might have.
She might have.
Frog Lady.
She
Shout out.
she didn't, not last year, but 2 years ago. She won a round.
Okay, I remember her winning something. But shout out to my buddy Corey Frya. He's a big Frog Lady fan.
Yes.
He wants her terribly. But what else did I have here? Any other upsets? I don't think so.
Milky Way's
You know, the
coming up for 10
Inquisitors.
rounds.
The Inquisitors are always so interesting to me.
Mhm.
You know, because there's a lot of them made it, right? Second sister, fifth brother.
Merrick.
Did Crow Inquisitor make it? No, I don't.
Did which?
The one from Tales of the
Crow?
Jedi.
The Crow Inquisitor? No, he didn't, right?
No, he's now the he was called the
Yeah.
first for a second. Now he's the 11th, and Merrick from
Merrick
Ahsoka
is the
is now
first
first brother.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking I'm sorry, Merrick is the first brother. That's right.
All right, real quick, guys. It is time, and I am clicking the
Shasa.
voting is closed
Wow.
for the day.
Wow.
All right, gang. Come back. Let me update this away message real fast, and then I will tell all of you who won.
You do not have to do it on Instagram. You don't have to do it on any website. Just Google, just the Google
Yep.
poll. Just that link tree right there. It has nothing to do with Instagram, but we just happen to host it there.
Yep.
We just have a link there.
Come back.
So
we got Friday 3/7 at 12:01 a.m.
Can I say we got 1,618 responses, almost 200 more than the first day, which is awesome to see.
Yes,
That's amazing. That's amazing.
We want to run it down one by one real quick. We don't need to
Uh,
go on too much longer. It's midnight for one of us at least. Drum roll.
Okay, sorry, hold that thought. All right, it's off now officially. Okay, let's go one by one, real quick. We'll run
Yes.
through them. Okay, so first we have number 4, Luthen Rail versus number 61, Clone Captain Rex. Luthen Rail won 991 to 627.
Time to loosen up and get
Luthen
rail.
up, gang. He's on to the next round. Next
All
up,
right.
AT-AT Driver versus Frog Lady. AT-AT Driver, no relation to Adam. Number 29, AT-AT Driver, won 871 to 747 of Frog Lady.
Ooh.
53.8% to 46.2%. We'll have all these numbers tomorrow
Yes. I will
Instagram.
make all the graphics tonight when I get home. My geriatric dog is very sad at how neglected she is this week / going to be this month. But here we are.
Where are you now?
I am. I'm at work.
Oh,
My after the flooding last year, my house has been in disarray, so never got back to putting my office together there.
Cool.
All right, next matchup
Frog Lady lives to leap another year. Anyway, yes, okay.
Lives to leap another year, but dies this year.
It dies today.
Yeah. She will join Ben Solo later. All right. Number 20, Savage Opress versus number 45, EV99. We have Savage taking it 901 to 717. And John, I don't have the percentages pulled up as I'm going through these.
I do. Yeah, 55. He has 55.7 to her 44.3. So again, a lot of these 45 to 55-ish range.
All right. Next matchup, number 13, Saw Gerrera versus number 52, Merrick. And relegated once again to being a fart in the wind, Saw Gerrera wins 960 to 658. Rip in peace, Merrick. I miss you.
59 points.
I'll just note, when there's a Black Series tooling out there,
yeah,
it's always a good bet. So.
Yeah, for both of them.
Hopefully. Yeah, for both of these guys. And they both look very nice.
Yep.
59.3% to 40.7%. So almost 40 to 60.
All right. Matt Murphy and the line now. We don't deserve nice things. Rip in peace, Frog Lady. All right. Next matchup, defending champion Pong Krell versus fifth brother Inquisitor, who is ranked number 53. Pong is number 12. In what might be the biggest stomping of the day, if I'm not mistaken.
It's one of them. There's the final one was actually the biggest stomping of the day. Yes.
All right.
Well, what that is, but anyway.
Number 12, Pong Krell, defending champion, continues to go on in this tournament. 1,049 votes to Fifth Brothers, 569.
The carnage continues. 64.8% to 35.2%.
The carnage of Krell.
Good use of pie charts, by the way. Only 2 points.
All right. Number 21, Omega versus number 44, Garandan. All right, Boss Bounty is happy. Garandan pulls off the upset with 901 to 717.
No!
Garandan got 55.7 to her 44.3. Didn't do terrible.
Yep. All right, and then Miko, this is the one you want to know about. And let me say, throughout the day, there was a pretty solid lead of about 30 points for one of them, and the gap didn't close until these last couple hours.
Well, some dude was just saying he had his grandmother and grandfather voting. Jesus.
All right, so this is number 28, Chancellor Palpatine, Jedi Arrest, versus number 37, Shasa Teal. By 6 votes. 6 votes. We are unfortunately tearing up the sheet of Shasa Teal once again, and Chancellor Palpatine, Jedi Arrest, is advancing. Shasa Teal, it was hers to lose all day.
That'll be fun.
6 votes.
6 votes.
She was up. Yeah, we were looking up by like 37, 39 all day. Just
and then it's slowly
watching it go back and forth. So Palpatine is at 50.2%. She's at 49.8%. It was so close. Every vote counts. Get out the vote.
I'm blaming that Howl Runner guy and getting his grandmother and 8 neighbors to vote.
Thanks, Grandma and Grandpa, for the Palpy votes.
Hey, Palpatine's a grandparent himself, so that's good.
Who gets random people to vote? That's so weird. Anyway, hey,
support yourself, everybody. But
I was not expecting her to advance. So,
that is a hell of a matchup, man. That is
the fact that it was the closest one is by 6 votes, only 6 votes, 6 geriatric votes. But both clearly wanted in this matchup.
Yes. All right. I'm so sorry. That was the one. All right.
I'm proud she hung in there.
take that and celebrate that. That's a good thing. And then I hope you're not discouraged and keep voting, Miko.
I'm just gonna cry into my pillow a little bit later. It's fine.
I'll send some of my Ben Solo tears your way, and we can commiserate in our sadness. All right. Final matchup of the day was
and this
number
was
5,
the biggest trouncing. Yes.
biggest trouncing. Number 5, Bays Malbus versus number 60, 21B. Well, I really hope 21B has some medicine for these burns, because Bays Malbus won by 1,082 votes to 536 for 21B.
So 66.9% versus 33.1%. So he got about a third. 21B got about a third of the votes.
Yep.
So the fact that that's the worst performing, Steve, they're all holding their own just fine.
Yeah. Well, yeah, 1,618 votes today. That is awesome. Huge thank you to each and every one of you out there watching. I assume and hope you voted. And everyone out there who did vote, you know, we can't do this without you guys. Thank you for your participation, your engagement. This is great. So again, don't be discouraged if you didn't get the matchups you wanted, because let me go ahead and show the hand that I think I only got through like 2 or 3 again today on my personal bracket. My bracket's busted. So
Miko, your predictor bracket got 7 of the 8. You picked Frog Lady, the only one but you picked Garindan properly.
Yeah.
You guessed Garindan, and then for your other one, it was you didn't get EV99 or Shasa Teal, but you got 6 of 8, so still doing pretty well.
Yeah, not too shabby.
And I didn't do it, so the Schrodinger's picks, I either got them right or I got them wrong.
You got them all.
I don't know. Yeah, I got them all.
Oh man. Well,
I think I was one of the votes for Shasa Teal, so any of these Palpatine heads, they can yell at me, but I was voting for New Before Redo on that one.
Yeah.
And I voted for Omega. Omega didn't make it through, unfortunately. Let's see how her brothers do on the other side of the bracket. Echoes continuing on from this side. I voted for Merrick over Saw, and Merrick lost, but you know what? Saw would be great too. And Frog Lady, there's always next year. Keep on hopping, baby. You'll get them. You'll get them one day.
Gotta get behind, get a group of people behind the Frog Lady. Come on.
Yeah.
I'll say too, Palpatine and Shasa were in my top 25.
Yes.
So,
Nice.
it's like
So either way, you won to some degree. So
that's
Yes.
right.
there, we're all winners today.
And then when Black Series reveals their Palpatine in a few weeks, we'll go.
Yeah. something. There's heroes on both sides.
But they can and they can use the sculpting, and they can use some of the work they do for Black Series to get a vintage. So it's not always the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, and you can highlight Hamdam's
About Bad Batch
comment there.
Sorry.
Yeah, like that,
not quite.
Yeah, we know the seeding of many of these other Bad Batch people and how
Omega was lower than all of her brothers. I mean, that's not necessarily surprising. She's always been lower than the other guys. And Echo already won.
Echo advanced, and then they're the only 2 batchers on the left side of the bracket.
Yeah.
I believe the other side has the remaining 3.
Did Wrecker make it really far one year?
He did. So let me see. They've been doing better every year.
Yeah. I mean,
he made it in the Elite 8 last year, and so did Echo.
Yeah, and obviously they did well on LFS as well. Like 4 of them in the top
Sweet 16.
15, 16, yeah.
They've been a consistent ask from the community, so that it's in and of itself is pretty indicative.
And you had mentioned, Evan, right? Like completing crews versus background characters, this, that, and the other. It's like if this was my business and I had to choose certain things to focus on, that would probably be one of them. Seeing all of this, data from the community is like, we know Bays keeps ranking up there pretty high, and Bodhi as well. Bodhi was what, 16? Yeah. So and then obviously the Bad Batch are just super low seeds here. So it's just a shame that we as you mentioned before, we have so little to work with.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, would you rather finish a crew that only needs 1 or 2 more characters, or would you rather start a crew that has only 1 character, like Skeleton Crew and Bad Batch or whatever? I will say Kino, somebody asked about Kino Loy, he was 73 this year, so he was close.
Close.
There's
only one way out.
One way out.
That's winning the bracket. He can't swim, but he can almost make it to the bracket, something like that. I don't know.
Oh man. Well, okay. So those are the results for today. Stay tuned to our Instagram tomorrow. Miko, I've been out of the loop. Was the results from yesterday? Are you sharing those as well on the Facebook group?
I did not share those. Sorry,
Totally
I had a crazy
okay.
day, but I can yeah, I definitely want to.
Yeah, no pressure. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put you on the spot. Like, hey,
no. Did you guys send those to me?
If not, I will do
Evan
that
makes
as soon as
those.
we're
I
done.
don't make those.
Okay.
I make some things. I contribute a little bit. So
I did see it on Instagram. What, yesterday? When did you guys post it?
Yesterday. I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you when we're off the stream. Actually, I'll just bundle it up with the stuff for tomorrow as well.
Perfect.
So it's all just in one go.
98.
But yep. So we'll make sure everything's posted as far and wide as we can do it. Yeah. There we go. That's day 2 of March.
Don't forget to vote on Friday. Yeah, day 3's coming up. It's right around the corner. Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Mark your calendars, folks.
Got the whole spiel. Yes. So again, this is where I would show the graphics. Can't do that. Yes. Voting window 12:01 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. Eastern time, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The link to the voting is right here in the bottom corner of this stream. Bookmark that, keep that ready, because it's the same link every day. I know we keep repeating ourselves, but it bears repeating because folks, sometimes it's people's first March Madness, or sometimes people don't tune into everything. It's all well and good. Link to the voting is the same. We've got it being posted everywhere. Miko, you've been posting stuff. Yakface, Reddit, thank you again to Trowelman, all that fun stuff. Also in that link tree is where you'll find everything you need for March Madness, links to @SWTVC on Instagram, links to this YouTube channel, links to the voting form, to our socials, the printable brackets, the name pills if you want to Photoshop your own filled out bracket, whatnot, so you can do all the things. Again, we're giving it all to you guys. Just a reminder that while we are not at all affiliated with Hasbro in any way, they do pay attention to these community events. And the more data and the more participation we can get, the better. I already did my whole we want more and we want it all thing. Again, we do. That's the rallying cry. Is that Augustine's we want more?
We always want more.
Yep.
We always want more.
We always want more. So anyway, Miko, where can people find you after this? Where can they follow you? Where can they see all the cool stuff you're up to?
Yeah, thank you guys. Thanks for having me. I had a lot of fun. The Far Side of Endor is my Instagram handle, johnmiko.com, and then Star Wars, the Vintage Collection Facebook group. Very creative name. Yep. But yeah, thanks for having me, guys. It's been a lot of fun.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, really appreciate you, man. I know it's late for you. But yeah. Thank you to everybody in the chat for joining us. Again, final reminder, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Spread the good word on your own grassroots movement on this one. Let's do this. So the audio from this stream will also be available soon via your favorite podcast provider. Those of you listening via podcast, you didn't miss anything visually because we didn't have graphics. Again, sorry for the technical difficulties today. I hope we will have that all ironed out before next week's stream. I will look into it. So voting for today is closed. That's day 2. The results will be out tomorrow. Thank you so much. Any final thoughts from you two?
Looking forward to some of these matchups on Friday. I see a lot of great characters competing.
Yes.
Interested to see how some of this goes.
John, what are those matchups, if you wouldn't mind?
Yes.
I'm looking at your bracket, Miko. We got Wrecker versus Yachts Orin. We have Kira versus Clone Commando. We have Dryden Voss versus Jackie Lan. We have Two Tubes versus Mon Mothma from Return of the Jedi. We have C-3PO versus General Grievous. Oh my. We have Second Sister Inquisitor versus Agent Callus. We have SM33 versus Ezra Bridger from season 1 and 2 of Rebels, and we have Asajj Ventress versus the Pike Soldier from the Book of Boba Fett.
Ooh,
I want all of them. I say them all, and I can imagine them on
that's
my desk,
right.
on my shelf, on my wall. I want all of them.
And
Oh.
yeah, don't forget to, have your grandmother and uncle and aunt vote.
Yes, yes. Yeah, get the old
Get
carry the old folks
everybody.
home.
Yeah, let's get them all to the computer lab and get them all set up.
Yeah. Oh boy.
GeoCities.
Well, all right, guys. Those matchups will be great. Again, those will be live at 12:01 a.m. on Friday, March 7th, Eastern Time. So come back, make your voice heard, vote, vote, vote. That will do it for this installment of the SWTV show Nights.
TVC show.
Oh
It's a
my
TV show, but
God.
it's
Okay. Anyway, that does it for this installment of the SWTVC show. One of these days, I'll commit that to memory. Somehow I haven't already. As always, thank you so much for being here. Keep 375 alive. Back TVC, and there's TVC on his back.
Yes.
Vote in March
Wow.
Madness, and may the force be with you. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.